Come on. Yes. Yes. And we are live. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. We're waiting. I'm waiting right now. Welcome to the stream, guys. What up? What up to everyone? Thank y'all so much for the tremendous support yesterday. The Last of Us 2 trailer is doing a very extraordinary. We got almost 14,000 views on that particular video, and so that's really good. We're waiting right now. We are waiting right now. I think it's about to start, man. Come on. I think they're running behind. It's already 12:01. Come on. We're waiting, guys. We are waiting right now. It's gonna happen. We just got to be patient. What up to everybody? What's going on? Make sure y'all give the stream a like as well. All right. Make sure we get 50 likes on the stream, guys. I know we can do this. Jingle Bell, what's good? What's up to all the new subscribers? Welcome to the stream. Frankie, what's up? All right. We're waiting. We are waiting. The hype is real. I'm looking at their Twitch right now, and we're waiting, man. Come on, PlayStation. Don't fail us now. Don't fail us now. Come on. They said 12 o'clock Central Time. I think it's 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 12 o'clock. So their Twitch right now is going crazy. Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Somebody said Parasite Eve. Are you kidding me right now? Parasite Eve. I remember playing that game on the PlayStation. What's up, man? What's good? What's going on? Make sure y'all give the stream a like, guys. Appreciate the support. Let's get 50 likes on the stream. Share the stream around so we can get more people up in here. The hype is real right now while we're waiting. We are waiting. They said 12 o'clock. So what's going on, Sony? Start, please. Start. Please start. I'm waiting. Oh, man. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, Sony. Come on, man. We are waiting. Let's see how many, see what's going on in the chats. I can take questions. Any questions, guys? What is going on to everybody that's in the live stream? Welcome. Let's game on. Well, this says game over, by the way. I got my Eggman gloves on, my favorite reaction and video glove. Yo, they got to show that off. They literally have to show. Spider-Man. They have to. Like, seriously, they have to. Come on, man. Come on. What's going on, Sony? Come on. Whoa, wow. We got 42 people in here. Come on, guys. 50 likes. 50 likes, guys. Come on, man. I know we could do this. What's going on, man? What's going on, Sony? Come on. What's going on? The hype is real right now, man. The hype is real, guys. Make sure y'all get y'all food, popcorn, everything ready. I got my bottle of water. I love water. As y'all see in my Last of Us 2 reaction video. Thank you guys so much for the tremendous support. We got 14,000 views on it. I mean, everybody's talking about the bottle of water. I poured all over me. So, come on, Sony. Come on. God, what's taking them so long? Yesterday, it started before 12. And they said it was going to start around the same time. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's see how we're doing in the chats right now. Whoops. Wait. It went away. Wait. It went away. There we go. Let's see how we're doing in the chat right now. Okay. One more subscriber. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, it's 1:05 Eastern time. 1:05. How old are you? I am 29. Thank you so much for the new subs coming in here. We're waiting right now. We are waiting. We are waiting, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you for all the new subscribers that came over because of The Last of Us. You guys are epic. We are just waiting. Bryson Smith, what's good? What's going on? All right, guys, 50 likes. Come on. I know we can do this. 50 likes. Come on. Smash that like button. That's our goal for today is 50 likes. Just subbed, Ryan Joseph. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. We're waiting, guys. We are waiting. We're playing the waiting game right now. This is not cool, man. I promise you this is not cool. We're waiting. Ah, I thought it would start already. What is going on, man? Come on, Sony. Come on, Sony. See, I'm already drinking off all my water already. Come on, Sony. We're waiting. We are waiting. Somebody said a new Metal Gear. I think we already got a new Metal Gear already. I don't think we're going to get another Metal Gear for a while. All right, let's see what y'all saying in the comments. Just subbed on a different account. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Thank y'all so much. You guys rock. Okay. 27 likes. We're close to 50. Let's keep it up, guys. Let's keep it up. Oh my God. Come on, y'all. We are so close right now. What is going on? Sony, come on, Sony. Come on. Come on, Sony. So I'm going to ask, in the meantime, while we wait, I'm going to ask you guys, what do y'all expect from day 2? Like, what do you guys want to see? I think today we'll probably get Spider-Man. We'll probably see the new Spider-Man game. I'm trying to see what else. What else? Oh my God, I can't believe they showed off The Last of Us 2. That was just insane. I'm trying to figure out what else. Retro, what's good, dude? What's going on, man? I can't think of anything else though off the top of my head. I can't think of anything else, guys. Is there anything? God of War. Yes, God of War. Yes, 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 God of War. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers that subscribed last night. You guys are amazing. Seriously. Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know. That's pushing it. Final Fantasy 7 remake. What else? I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be God of War. I think it's gonna be God of War. Honestly, I think it's gonna be God of War. The new Spider-Man game, possibly new Batman, possibly. Spider-Man, yep. But the new Spider-Man looks so good. Oh my God, the new Spider-Man is insane. Graphically, that joint is hot, yo. Like I'm so Elder Scrolls 6. That's wishful thinking. That's wishful thinking. That's wishful. Shenmue 3. Yo, they haven't showed anything on Shenmue 3 since E3. So they need to show something on Shenmue 3. Like, I'm so serious right now. PlayStation 5. Oh, no. No. Gears of War 11. Yeah, right. We'd be old and gray by the time that happens. Man, what's taking them so long? What's up, Splatoon Pro? What's good? Well, welcome to the stream. We got 50 likes, guys. We need to hit that 50 likes, man. No, we're close. We're close. We're close. What up to everybody? What's good? Sony is taking their precious time right now. It's 10 minutes after. I don't know what's going on. But we can have a discussion in the chat in the meantime. I hope you are right on God of War 4. When they show God of War, I'm going to go crazy. If y'all thought that my reaction to The Last of Us was crazy, I'm a huge God of War fan. So they show God of War today, more than likely they will. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to freak out and I'm going to go crazy. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, like, I'm going to rip every hair. Red Dead. Yes. Yes. Joe, who said that? Gaming Legend. Yes. Red Dead. Oh, I don't think they're going to show that off. If they do, they might show a trailer, but I think they're going to save that for E3. I think they're going to save that for E3. Sly Cooper, I'm a huge fan of Sly Cooper, but I don't think they're going to show Sly Cooper. I don't think so, but anything is possible nowadays, you know? Banjo, I don't know, man. Ain't that an Xbox exclusive, though? I don't know. Rainbow Six. The director of God of War said that there will not be God of War news at no man, that sucks. Little Big Planet 4, I don't know. We already got Hitman already. We already got a new Hitman. I don't know, guys. Honestly, I have no idea. To be honest with, man, that sucks. No God of War. Days Gone. Days Gone. Yes. 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 We got to get that Days Gone. Days Gone. Yes. Days Gone looks so good. They haven't showed anything on Days Gone. Man. Come on, Sony, man. What's going on? Why is it taking them so long, man? The hype is real. The hype. That's what I'm saying. Why no God of War, though? That's what I'm saying. They need to show. What's up? What's up, Rivera? What's good, man? Oh, new Assassin's Creed. They said that the last Assassin's Creed, they said they were skipping a year and do it every 2 years. That's the same thing they need to do with Call of Duty. We're almost 50 viewers. Nice, nice. Keep sharing the stream around, guys. Great stuff. It would be nice to have 50 likes and 50 viewers. That would be dope. Resident Evil 2. The Gaming Assassin. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. We're waiting right now. The Canon channel, YouTube is dead. I don't know, man. With the way how they're changing the algorithm and things like that, and big YouTubers are losing subs. Who knows, man? The camera placement. Yeah. It's just, I'm not that dark. Trust me. Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I just beat The Last of Us for the 5th time last night. For the 5th time. This game is phenomenal. Yeah, like, y'all need to pick this up. When they showed Last of Us 2, and I know many of you guys saw my reaction video, but when I saw the blood, focus camera, focus. When I saw the blood running down on Ellie's face, I was like, wait a minute, is she infected? But I thought to myself, I'm like, no, she's not infected, because she's immune to the virus. But amazing game. Go pick it up. I got it on Black Friday for $10. So y'all go get this game, man. Amazing game. Amazing game. It's on? Wait. What? No, stop playing with me, guys. It's not on yet. No, we still waiting. We are waiting right now. Wait, is it on?
Once that kiosk.
Oh, it is on.
To sort of ease your storage pain. You know, we know that.
Wow. Thank you. Somebody just put it on. I didn't even realize what was going on.
Sort of look across all of your riches and then claim them when you need them.
Is
Whereas the
going
vault
on?
is sort of stuff you really need
There we
ready
go.
at that moment for when you want to play.
There we
Cool.
go, guys.
You mentioned that there's going to be some other new gear coming to Destiny, starting with the Dawning as well, right?
Yeah. So your Dawning record book is going to be a great way for you to get some new gear for your Guardian. We've got Dawning themed gear. It's very ornamental. It's very festive. You saw it in the trailer that we've been running. So that stuff comes out of the record book. Also, there are some bounties, quests, and bounties that Zavala has, and those are going to lead you to 2 brand new exotic heavy machine guns. Players of Destiny know how much I love a belt-fed heavy machine gun.
Why are we talking about Destiny,
love my
man?
Thunderlord with its arc energy. But now we've got a full set. So there are new exotic machine guns with void energy and solar energy.
Excellent. I know people have been asking for that for a long time.
So there they
Tired
are.
of Destiny,
and
man.
You'll be able to get those things by participating in the events that we have in the Dawning. And best of luck to you.
Okay, cool.
Let's
I think
go.
we are running out of time here, but is there anything
Let's
else
go.
to
Make sure y'all share the stream around. Let's get it popping.
Thank you so much for playing our game. You know, thanks for being the main characters in our world.
Let's go, guys. 50 likes. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it?
League event. So I hope I'll see you at the starting line, and I hope I have a chance to bump one of you off of a cliff.
Yes.
It's all in good fun. Nothing personal.
Yes.
Cool. That is the Dawning coming to Destiny. It starts on December 13th.
Garbage game.
There, do some sparrow racing, do some scored strikes, get some new gear.
Focus,
Man,
camera.
there's a lot
Focus.
to do in this event. But coming up next, we are going to go check out the Horizon Zero Dawn panel. So stay tuned for that.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yo, that game looks good. That game looks good. Horizon Zero Dawn. Last of Us 3. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right. Let's see what's going on.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
We're doing great,
well,
man.
I've been really looking forward to this next one here. Horizon Zero Dawn out this February on PS4, and it's looking awesome. Obviously, as you guys saw at the showcase yesterday.
Can't wait for this game.
So it is my distinct pleasure to welcome John Gonzalez and Herman Hulst from Guerrilla Games. Please give them a warm welcome.
What's up, Cyborg?
Hey, guys.
Great to see you, Herman.
Good morning, Sid.
John, thank you for joining us. This is exciting. I want to kick things off, though, with a little refresher, if you don't mind. Let's check out that trailer we saw at PlayStation Showcase yesterday here at PlayStation Experience.
Oh, they're about to show it off again.
Let me tell you what's out there.
Oh my God, the hype is real.
Vast
Look at this game, man.
Untamed.
I can't wait.
A rugged domain.
My God.
Majestic.
And I think it's gonna be developed from the ground up with the PS4 Pro in mind. Oh my God.
The steel beasts who rule these lands.
Wait, metal crocodiles? Robotic crocodiles? It's crazy.
Buried beneath its crumbling ruins.
Jingle Bell said he's gonna donate. You know what to do.
No matter how
Link will be in the description or on the thing right there to donate.
you will become the hunter.
Hype!
Can you brave that challenge?
Man, this game looks so good, man.
Test. If you want to survive, you
Wow.
have to make the kill. Only then can you bring to light the deep secrets of the earth.
Oh. Woo! Hand clap. They get a hand clap from me.
Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Very, very, very nice. So it's a pleasure to have both of you gentlemen here. John, you are the
Thank you,
narrative
Ryan.
director for Horizon Zero Dawn. I know you're obviously tied up in this game, I think, at a very, very deep level here. So I'm kind of curious, just broadly speaking, how did this game come about? This question is also for you, Herman.
Well, we reached out after a decade working on the Killzone series in
Yep,
2010,
they came from Killzone.
to the entire studio, where we asked to generate some ideas, right? Some 40, 50 were pitched to the management team. We narrowed it down to 2. One of these concepts made a lot of sense for us to make. It was a very prudent choice. And the other one was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yep.
Horizon Zero Dawn seemed
Amazing
like
game.
a very risky choice because it's a new IP, and the new IP is incredibly difficult to make.
Yep. Yes, it is.
It was an open world game that Guerrilla had no experience with. It was an action RPG that was a new genre to the studio.
Canon Channel, thank you for subbing, bro.
Style that couldn't be more different from the gritty beauty that is Killzone. So I tried really hard to not start with the project Horizon Zero Dawn, and I failed because we couldn't help ourselves but engage on this project. That's kind of how it came about. It just had too much appeal, and there's too much love in the team and the studio to bring this to life.
What was it about sort of
I'll help you, man.
That was so
You want to donate?
Let
me help you out.
So it is about 1,000 years into the future, and the world as we know it here in Anaheim no longer exists, right? It's gone. But it's not an
me a second, guys. Somebody said they wanted to donate.
It's a lush, beautiful, majestic setting. It's kind of in that sense a BBC Nature documentary, and humankind no longer is the dominant species. The machines now, they roam this world. They are the dominant species. So that makes it super.
All right, here we go.
For us to have that kind of juxtaposition between those.
Anybody who wants to donate,
and that
there you go, right there.
Setting.
So you have these sort of disparate elements. You've got these mechanical beasts, as you mentioned. You have this sort of.
There you go, Jingle Bells. That's a donation link right there.
By nature, I think my question was like, how did you make all this sort of fit together?
And thank you, bro.
A cohesive whole?
Well, that question was exactly what drew me to the project, because around 3 years ago, when Guerrilla approached me and they showed me this concept, when I saw images like this, it posed a really huge mystery. How do you start off with the world that we live in now and end up after 1,000 years or so with a world like this?
Oh, Kanan. Sorry, man.
Maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, robot dinosaurs are cool, right? So no explanation needed, sign me up. But I think the ambition of the studio was to do more than just have a really great high concept. It was to create a compelling world, not just one of sprawling breadth, but also one of depth of detail and history. So the way that we did that was to start off with something that's a world more or less like ours, but then cast our minds forward 1,000 years to know what kind of cataclysm it is that befalls this world, to layer another, centuries, 1,000 years of history on top of that, until at the end of this.
Yo, the Nintendo Switch, I took off work just for that. So just to let y'all know, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for my Nintendo Switch live stream, because it's going down.
New that the tribes of the world have created. So we approached the idea of this world with this odd combination of elements, taking it really, really seriously, delving deep in order to understand how it is you end up having a world with these mechanical beasts, with these tribes that are living alongside.
They got to show that new Spider-Man today. I'm sorry.
Depth.
I mean, this is an open world game. This is a big game. How did Guerrilla have to adapt as a studio to sort
Death Stranding, yo, that game looks so good. They need to show it.
Well,
they need to show that game again.
Back in 2011, when we committed to making this, doing this project,
they need to show
a major moment, right? On so many levels. For one, organizationally, new genre. We needed to bring in new talent, such as John, obviously experience on the Fallout series and on Shadow of Mordor.
Fallout, woo! Shadow of Mordor was good.
That we just needed to bring in. Then yesterday we talked about the Decima engine. There was a lot of technology that we needed to develop. We needed to develop a streaming engine in order to be able to.
What up, Jones?
Open world.
It's good, homie.
Develop content creation tools, for instance. So a lot of work
got my water
on the on the tech side. But also on the art side. I mean, this world is filled with tribes. From the ground up, creating a new IP is a very, it's a very big undertaking, really. So we fleshed it out, and every big questions, these tribes, they're dealing with the threat of these machines in a very different way.
Injustice 2. Oh, sweet Christmas.
Try to protect themselves in fortified areas. So all of that needed to be fleshed out. On the design
they need to
side,
show that.
It's great,
too.
Right? The concept of robot hunting, but what does it actually mean in a minute-to-minute game loop? So we started defining that in gameplay terms. So we came up with this design concept of prepare.
The hype is real
engage,
right
and
now,
draw,
guys.
and detailed that out. So on so many
Kratos
levels
will
that was
fight
a big
Thor
overhaul
in the new God of War.
on the Killzone series.
It's fascinating stuff there. So let's use Aloy's tribe. They're called the Nora as an example.
That's right, yeah.
So how did you kind of approach building the lore and
Yeah,
how
share the
it
stream
fit?
around, man. Let's
Yeah,
get
I
more
have lots
people.
of
Let's do
images
it. That's
from
what we
the
do,
Nora tribe
baby.
to kind of talk about how what Herman was just describing, how that was applied. So here we can see some concept art from pre-production about this tribe.
Nightmare
So one of
Joseph
the
was
things that we
good.
knew about the Nora tribe was that they were a kind of rugged band of machine hunters that lived in this very mountainous environment. And so we started taking a look at what would be the implications.
This
of
game
that
is going to be
for
amazing.
the
Are y'all
culture
picking
that
up
they have.
Horizon
One
Zero
thing that we
Dawn
knew about
day
them
one?
was that their religion placed motherhood and the nurturing of children at the highest possible level of significance. We
The
knew
hype
that.
is real.
We knew, of course, the world that
The
they
new
were,
Batman game
living
that
in.
is
So we started trying to figure
rumors
out how do those
to
things
start.
combine to create something really.
I didn't know they were
distinctive
making
for
another
your
Batman
experience
game.
as a player.
We just
So
got
one thing
Arkham
we've got
Knight.
here
Was it last
you'll
year
see
or
is
this
in terms of
year?
their architecture, they make use of all of the wood that's relative.
Man, if they show that game, I'm going to go
to
crazy.
this
I'm
environment.
sorry.
But then what they also do is that they use this rugged environment.
They show Red Dead 2.
to actually place
I'm gonna
their,
freak out. I'll be
villages
like,
in locations where a lot of the routes of approach are actually covered by mountains, so that these big machines can't just come along and trample everything that they build. But then you also see that the machine hunting plays out in some of the ornamental.
Show some
elements. If you look at
gameplay.
the piece of
God,
the roof,
quick
you'll
talking.
actually see machine parts that are there as trophies, kind of reflecting their hunting culture. And then you also see, as you just walk around these villages, you'll see adults training children, again, taking a very active role. In
Yo, that
nurturing,
Marvel vs.
educating
Capcom
them
Infinite,
in all of the
sick.
skills that they're going to need to survive. So this is where we have this training dummy here. And
If somebody
things like
donate
that.
$24.99 today,
so
I will buy
We
Ultimate
kept on
Marvel
then
vs. Capcom
imagining
3,
further
play it
about
and play
what
against
the
y'all
dangers that they
live.
experience. We were thinking about how they would build these massive
Swag,
heavily
hype.
reinforced
Let's
gates
go.
to protect the domains that they live in.
That was a game
they
that
would be
y'all
building
wanted me
all
to
of
play
these
yesterday.
watchtowers so that they could
Injustice
see
2.
dangerous
God.
robots that were migrating by. They would have forewarning, know that they would be able to do that.
That
You can
game
also
is gonna be
see on
sick.
the banners and on these
Red Dead 2.
lifts that are on the rocks, some of these
Yo,
visual
let's get it.
elements that ended up being used throughout the tribe. These kind of round glyphs that have kind of a vaguely
Until
Celtic
E3.
sort
Yep.
of look. The roundness of that isn't random. Again, we were talking about the supreme value that this tribe
Akuma,
puts on
yes.
motherhood,
Akuma
on
in
giving
Street
birth,
Fighter 5.
raising children.
I haven't played Street Fighter 5 in
The
a long time,
roundness
so
of
yeah.
these shapes actually kind of reflects or echoes the importance that has for their culture.
Interesting.
And then here we have a couple of examples of things that you'll find in settlements. One of them is essentially a cart, but you actually can see that there's a combination of machine parts and the wood that they have that they build things out of.
It's talking
And
more
then
games.
also
Yes,
machine
sir.
parts that they're using to build a training dummy that they can use for marksmanship practice. So that kind of depth of imagination then went straight
Yeah.
into imagining the characters. Here what we've got is one of the high matriarchs.
Final Fantasy
a member
VII.
of the
Wishful thinking.
Council of Wise Women that leads the tribe. And especially when you see this translated into a 3D model, you can see a lot
Shoot,
of the
they should have been
details that we were
announced
just talking
PS3 and
about.
PS2
If you focus in
compatibility
on this
from day one.
headdress, you'll see the
It's ridiculous,
wooden
bruh.
elements, and you'll also see on her shoulders the fur from the animals that they
Yeah.
can hunt in that area, thinking about their material culture. But there's also something.
And these
completely new.
enemies, these
This
characters look
headdress
so
has all of this
weird.
very complex weaving, translucent, almost it almost looks like fiber optic cable.
Yeah.
And is braided with all of this blue cabling. These are elements that are taken straight out of the machines.
Said,
and then
"Stop talking,
crafted
boy.
into
Show us
something
game."
decorative. The same approach with looking at a war chief from the tribe. This combination of machine parts, you can see that she has these sort of bracers on her forearms.
Show
If
some
she comes to
games,
close
man.
blows with a machine, affords a little bit of protection. And then again, realized as a 3D.
Akuma looks like a lot.
Really in all of that detail.
Y'all are
So
stupid.
all of these elements were then used to create the look of all of the members of this tribe. So you have the same combination of materials, but
Showing all
also,
this stuff,
and
man.
It really yields a lot of variety in what people look like, but it also leads to something that has a kind of thematic
Kojima needs to come on stage and show Death Stranding. I'ma lose my cool.
When you're actually looking at the architecture, it's something that you're interacting with.
I'ma lose my cool, man.
It feels, I think, the world feels more real.
Game looks
also,
good though. I can't wait.
Going and you're talking to NPCs. You're seeing how all of this is realized. You know, there and all of these personalities that you're getting to know over the course of Aloy's journey.
It looks so good. Oh my God. Look at the graphics.
Absolutely fascinating here. I mean, I think the attention to detail is stunning. One of the things I love so much about Horizon Zero Dawn is I think it's one of the, you know, truly unique, you know, universes that have been created in gaming in some time. I mean, we've seen Space Marines, we've seen all these different kinds of things, and there's lots of great fresh takes on this. But this is something truly different. I've never seen anything quite like it. So that's one of the things that got me personally so excited about the game. But I do want to touch on something that we've been kind of hinting at here is the machines. I think it's a topic that continues to captivate people. So kind of curious what more you can tell us about, you know, kind of how you came up with these creations.
Well, I think the ambition of the studio was to create a kind of dynamic robot ecology that you would encounter as you're journeying around the world. And here in this image, you can see a couple of the main stars of the show. You can see the Thunderjaw, which is sort of like a robotic Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then also the tall neck, which is a little reminiscent of
the hype is real.
But I think as
yes,
the best lens for looking at the approach of the studio to creating this is actually to look at the humblest of the machines, which would be
oh man, we need what, 6 more likes? Come on, y'all. I know we can do 6 more likes.
Crab-like. These things move around the world in convoys, carrying valuable resources.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
So that, of course, is
I think too soon.
Exactly
too soon.
And where are they headed? But how does this concept begin? Well, it starts off also very humbly, right? It starts off with some concept art and with this kind of original kind of idea. And then I think that you've often talked about how Guerrilla has a particular philosophy with sort of taking that forward.
And our design philosophy is actually
Review Tech USA
consistent throughout our work.
Where's Review Tech USA at?
I would say decade and a half. We also had that in the Killzone series. What we make in our games typically should look as if it can be built in reality. So on our concept art, we don't just have painters there, but there are people with industrial design background. We employ engineers that really
Super Jonathan, what's good, homie?
Part of it.
Make sure when y'all come in here, y'all smash that like button.
It's very important that that all of these designs are grounded in reality. We're making a
one more like
game,
wow,
fantasy game. It's a
we're
very
getting close.
Notion for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that is a great distinction there. I mean, there is a big
MGS6.
Science fiction really is based on speculative, you know, things that can actually.
You know, it's never going to be the same without Kojima.
Fantasy has, you know, sort of more, you know, whimsical in a way.
He said good night.
That's interesting to hear you mention that.
I'm
gonna go sleep,
about fantastical elements, but John wouldn't have it. Not his thing.
Science fiction.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's my personal preference.
Hard sci-fi.
That's right. So I think that kind of brings us to the star of the show. That's Aloy. So how did she come about? Was
They're
she
bugging me with all this talking.
After you guys laid the groundwork for this universe, or was she up front, or how did she come into the picture?
PlayStation Move 2. I don't know, man.
Part of the concept from day one. She was part of the original.
Oh, we got 50 likes. Yay! Yay!
To this game.
Y'all are awesome.
Wow.
Give yourselves a hand clap.
Yeah, I think that Aloy is someone who actually kind of
Shadow of Mordor 2, possibility.
Concept art, right? She was sort of like there already as somebody who is in the world.
Interesting.
She just appeared somehow.
Gravy said, "Let's go for 100 likes." That would be dope if we can.
And it's also for us the ideal vessel to explore this game. We have this mysterious world.
He said, "Shut up and play."
Not really close to what you would see in many other games.
How many of you guys will lose your mind if they show Last of Us 2 gameplay right now?
Kind of a hulking creature, but is a little bit more swift. So you have that nice juxtapose between her and the machines.
Oh my God.
We have a lot of kind of mystical and mythical elements in the game, and she's got that really down-to-earth sense of humor, of wit. And I think that makes her super appealing. I'm in love with Aloy.
Yeah, so I think she actually. I remember when I first came on
the Vita.
Project, there was this one image.
Vita's still going
that really
strong.
struck me, where I think this is sort of where she had shown up in the game. There was this young woman, and she was looking out across the valley.
He said if you see Spyro, he's going to leave a call at
jaw-dropping.
Y'all are stupid.
And then the question just became, well, then who exactly is she? You know, is she a thinker? Is she a dreamer? Or is she
I'll wait myself.
What is her attitude? Is she a daredevil? And all of these sorts of personalities were explored, both in art and also
y'all
in
are
the story
stupid.
side. And then what we ended up realizing was that to understand who she was, we really had to put her in the context of the world around her. So with the Nora tribe, earlier we were talking about how they place this supreme value on motherhood. So this question came up, what if Aloy had no idea where she came from? What if
The art looks good, though.
Mystery that she
Project Sonic 2017. I think that's coming out early next year, right? They need to show some game. They show that, I'm gonna go crazy.
Cast out of this tribe, but as an infant, you know, like how would that even be something that the tribe would do? Again, deepening that mystery. So it allowed us to start having some insight into her psychology, who she was as a character. And I think that what ended up being really exciting
Thank you, Nightmare
about
Joseph.
that was that, yes, she's a badass. You know, she's a lot of fun to play. But that's because she's been hardened by living out in the wilds in this really
I think they showed gameplay. Yeah, they
and
showed
she's not
gameplay
just a
yesterday.
badass to be a badass. She has a purpose. She's out seeking the answers to this bigger
Man, I don't know. They said they know God of War
understand
today.
herself
I'm
as well
hoping
as
they do,
understand
man.
the world. And I thought that ended up making her especially compelling. It sort of put her in this
These
world
fools,
in a really
man. These
unique
fools.
place for you to then inhabit as a player, where you had both this mixture of personal and world.
Yes, if they can put out a demo for Spider-Man today, I'll go crazy.
You know, she's on this sort of personal quest. We don't know a lot yet. She's on a personal quest of sorts, but you know, I have to ask. I mean, what are some of the things that she uncovers as
Project
she goes through the
Sonic
game?
is in early development.
That's kind of spoiler territory, right? We're not going to go into too much detail there. And mystery is
They need to
such a
come
big
out with it
part of
next
the
year.
game. That whole process of you playing as Aloy, unraveling the great mysteries.
Man,
of
shut
her personal,
up.
She was born an outcast, so to find out how exactly that came about, as well as sort of the world mysteries of why are these machines populating this universe. All these questions
thank you
are
so
key
much.
to the storyline.
Thank you so
And
much,
I can promise
Ken.
you that the kind of abstract
Last of Us 2 demo, I will run out of the house
that's going to make a lot of sense to you once
and
you
just
complete
never
the game
stop
entirely.
running
I've been wondering
until
about that. I've been wondering
I just
about
can't
That is a
stop.
hard promise.
Yeah.
So you finished the game, Sid.
All right, I will do that. You can count on me. Okay, so we did put the call out for some questions a little earlier on Twitter. So I did
No.
want to throw a few of these at you guys while I had the chance here.
No,
So
man.
Here's sort of a broad one that I think a lot of people are kind of wondering. What inspired the sort of concept of these mechanized dinosaurs, if you will, for this kind of post-apocalyptic future that you
You were
guys
part from the start.
So yeah, just like Aloy, in the very first pitch, we had 3 pillars: gorgeous nature, Aloy as a lead character, and these machines, right? But there was a lot of question about exactly, are they animal-based or not animal-based? Well, maybe you can speak to that, John, because you were such an integral person in this discussion.
This is
Well, I
stop.
don't want to give away too much about exactly why the machines look like they do.
Oh, my
That is something
God.
you'll have insight
Y'all
to
are
by the
stupid.
time that you finish the game. But one of the things that I thought was really compelling about these robot dinosaurs was that, to me, it was taking an open world and really upping the ante. It was really upping the scale. Usually in an open world, that you're playing
Y'all are
everything's
stupid,
sort of
man.
human scale. But then all of a sudden, you have this David and Goliath kind of dynamic where you're really not the biggest fish in the sea, so to speak. There are way more dangerous things out there than even the other.
Y'all are silly.
beings. So I thought it was a really interesting innovation in open world to go that direction.
kind of a way to up the danger too.
This is getting boring.
Like the threat level here is just.
I know it
beyond
is.
what
I
you
know it
run
is,
across
but
in a lot of games.
we gotta
Yeah,
suffer
when
to
you're
get to the
backstage,
finish
but in
line,
all
guys.
seriousness, machines, if you have robots, that's pretty dangerous.
Almost
You have
30 minutes
dinosaurs
on one
around,
game.
That's also pretty
This
dangerous.
is
Put 'em
ridiculous.
together. Well,
Yeah.
that's a whole other can of worms there. So,
These guys are high
I
on
think this one's an
cocaine.
interesting one. You guys have obviously been working on this game for quite a while. Guerrilla's been invested in this game for some time. We had a question here from somebody on Twitter. You know, when it comes to all this lore and world building that you guys have been putting into this, do you think this could be applied to other mediums someday? Maybe film, comics, TV? What's your take on that as it applies to Horizon?
So we're building this world from the ground up, and I believe it's the universe that we're creating.
He said, "When is the keynote, huh?"
And there's a lot in it. I mean, it's a very detailed world. But as far as making films out of it, or comic books, or novels, we are really focused right now. We're gonna try and final over the next few weeks.
Oh
so we
my
have a
God.
laser focus.
Y'all are
on,
stupid.
Obviously, the game to get it out by February 28th. But yeah, it's I think it really wants to be explored further. Not sure if you want to add to that, John.
I think you said it. I mean, I think we realized that there were really no limits to where our imagination wanted to go with this world. But that said,
So I
we absolutely have to stay focused, like Herman is saying, on making sure that what we're delivering to folks on February 28th is compelling. So
we gotta drink some bleach to get through Sony's talkative conference.
I appreciate that, guys. And now, Herman, I do know that you have a flight to catch. I appreciate you
up,
so much
man.
for coming by here with us. I also heard it might be the Batmobile. I'm not entirely clear. So thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to continue on with the panel here with John. Thank you.
Panel?
Thank you for joining us. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, guys. Have a great PSX.
Okay. Very interesting discussion here. So I think this is a great question. I hope this doesn't veer. I know your specialty, John, is more on the narrative side. This doesn't get too close.
What is this?
To sort of gameplay mechanics, but I think we
what
can
is
manage
this,
it.
Man?
This question from Twitter was
10 years later.
Every role-playing game, every RPG has sort of a dungeon, kind of element to it.
This is torture.
Are there dungeons in Horizon Zero Dawn? I thought that was an interesting question.
Yeah, it is interesting. Again, I don't want to give too much away.
Why?
But what I will say is that
how many games did they show yesterday, man? Like they gotta have another keynote, man. This is torture.
That we imagine for it. And there are buried
Crack Blue was good, man.
As you are
Yo, The Last Guardian. How many of you guys are picking up The Last Guardian?
Definitely going to be bringing those buried secrets to light. So that's all I'll say at the moment. But there
torture.
are a lot of secrets out there for you to explore.
Popcorn,
popcorn,
Pop Rocks. What's good, man?
Since it's announced, you guys have done a nice job at sort of tantalizing people. I think about there's these layers to the game's mythology. I still can't put my finger. I usually have theories by this point.
200
I have a lot of theories yet about where this game is going in the long run. I mean, clearly there's secrets and mysteries
torture.
and things like that, but. Kudos to you. You guys have done a great job building mystique here. And, I'm dying to see where it pays off in the game.
Well, thanks. I appreciate you saying that. we have really tried to be very careful about what we're showing. And,
I can watch 5 live streams before we get to.
I know that I had a couple of people who were like, "You're giving away too much," but I was like, "No. That is still not really giving away anything." I mean, even that final image that you have in that trailer, and there's a one that's similar at the end of the machine.
All they showing is artwork. Show some gameplay. God.
It's either human-made or it's machine-made.
Last of Us 2 confirmed in 2033. Yeah, we're gonna be old as dirt then.
That's opening.
Right.
There's obviously some kind of secret on the other side of that, but what is that?
This is
really
getting
boring. Fan speculation.
This is torture beyond relief. I need to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna be right back, y'all. This is torture. I'll be right back.
Really excited to find
sweet
out
Christmas.
the truth.
I wish I could just peer into your brain right now. It's driving me crazy. But I guess I'll have to wait till February.
It's a very jet-lagged brain at this point anyway, so probably best to stay out.
Okay, here's a fun question on the topic of the machines. Clearly an object of fascination for many. If every animal in the game is a machine, I guess I should point out there are some surviving, organic life as well. But if the animals in the games are machine, are they all vegan? Does that count? I mean, is that some loophole there?
Yeah, well, I think that they are. No, I think that there's obviously. Well, the interesting thing is the machines themselves. They do not appear to have predator-prey relationships.
Interesting.
But we did see a glimpse in the trailer of some conflict between the machines.
Yes.
So there's something else that's taking place there. Another one of these mysteries that I'll just sort of hint at and not say anything else about. But the other animals themselves, there's an ecosystem out there as well in the wild. It's not just
they still talking,
beasts, but it's also flesh and blood.
Oh my
beasts
God,
John, you're just
why
full
are
of
they
riddles
still
and
talking,
mysteries
man?
today. But I love it. I love it. Now here's kind of a more profound.
Why are they still
question for you.
talking?
We had a lot of folks
God.
asking questions from Twitter. What has been your favorite part about developing Horizon Zero
Oh
Dawn
my
so far?
God, come on, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, do you have an hour? I think if I were to try to narrow it down to maybe just a couple of things,
We need to see
I
games.
would say that it was getting to know Aloy.
Torture.
There was
Torture.
a lot of work that went into that. I think we saw a glimpse of that when we were looking at some of the
This is
concept
torture,
work.
man.
Finding her personality, finding exactly this combination of elements that I think is really compelling. One of them having to be with how tough she is and how capable she is and how smart she is. But then also that there is
Wishful thinking.
an aspect of her
Spider-Man,
that is wounded.
wishful thinking.
There is something that's missing that she needs to go and find. That to me made her
God.
compelling and relatable, somebody that I really
Why?
felt like
Why?
I was getting behind. And as we've been having people play the game, they seem to be really reacting to that
My
and
God.
really feeling compelled by that. So I think I think it's working. And then another thing was just the overall story design. You know, we had so much to explore, so much to understand about what had happened in the past.
Why?
But backstory is just backstory. You know, it's really how are you going to experience that moment to moment in the quests. And when we saw that arrangement of that story in the quests was something that was posing these mysteries, was building to this moment of revelation that actually was just a new vantage point onto an even deeper mystery, that was something that was really building and built to a big climax, something that was both personal for Aloy, but something that was as epic as you can imagine in terms of laying bare what's referred to in the trailers, the secrets of the earth. That was incredibly exciting. I mean, that
Sweet Christmas, man.
That was that's a really hard thing to pull off.
This is torture, guys.
And so that was kind of electric.
Oh my God.
We felt
Why?
like we've actually tapped into something here. You know, something that feels really special.
Special indeed. Now, conversally, what would you say has been the most challenging part of developing Horizon Zero?
Most challenging.
Well, I think Herman also touched on this a little bit earlier, where he was talking about
that would help us out so much if you would just shut up.
Commitment to changing its approach. I mean, they took a big gamble. This was a really bold move for the studio, and so there's been a lot of learning that we've been doing together as we've been making the game.
Man.
But other than that, I mean, I don't know that there's any one thing in particular that shows off as a challenge. I mean, game development in general is really hard. Open world game development, I think, is game development on hard mode.
Ryan, you stupid, man.
Many challenges, but no one in particular.
Oh
stands
my
out as
sweet
the
Christmas,
nemesis.
man.
Now, is there a detail about the game that you're particularly proud of, like from a narrative perspective?
Well, I think it's things that we've already touched on here. I mean, talking about Aloy's character and how you'll experience that as you're playing through the game, the story itself, and also the tribal cultures. We really only took a look at the Nora. There are other tribes that are also out there, so there's a nice level of variety. You'll actually be adventuring in the territories of some of those tribes. Others, you're just going to be meeting people who have kind of ventured into this part of the world and getting hints about what their cultures are. So I think just that combination of elements.
Somebody said somebody give this man a hamburger.
We touched on this a little bit before, but you know you've been with Gorilla for maybe
I hate
about
him.
2 years now.
3 years now.
3 years. Okay, great. So in your time with Gorilla,
you are the
working on
best
Horizon Zero
YouTuber.
Dawn, which you know
You
it's
are
no
the
secret,
best
it's a bit of a
YouTuber.
departure
You
for
are
the
a
studio.
lot more active
done a lot of great
than
shooter
them.
work.
Oh,
with
thank
Killzone
you
and
so
other
much,
things
man.
like
I
that.
really
It's a
appreciate
big
that.
Open world. It's an RPG.
Thank
There's
you,
a lot
man.
of strong RPG elements and a strong narrative. How have you seen Gorilla sort of evolve as a content creator in your time here?
That's a really good question. I mean,
y'all talking about that dude in there? Said he review Tech USA. Y'all stupid.
But it wasn't like, you know, we stood around teaching classes or something like that.
Skeeted the bubba.
This is already a world-class development studio.
So,
the level
guys,
of expertise that I encountered really from
Last
day
of
one
Us
was,
2 just got
pretty
announced. And oh
so
my God.
I think it was just a matter of working shoulder to shoulder on
what's
how
up,
it is that we're
guys?
gonna
Rich from
realize
Review
this,
Tech USA.
This kind of open world. What are some of the big principles of what makes for a satisfying open world in terms of density of content, variety of content and activities, all of those things. But you know, the people who had been working on the more linear first-person shooters at Guerrilla, they were all huge fans of open world games and RPGs. So there was already a lot of fluency, I think you could say, with that. So I think that probably the biggest
this guy said, I will discover and complete everything in No Man's Sky when this is finished. Mushroom Works was good, homie.
We were building those while we're also building the content. So there is a little bit of that feeling
working
of,
on
I think the saying is like
PlayStation now,
assembling
bro.
the cathedral in the middle of a hurricane or something like
Oh,
that.
thank you, man.
We have a little bit of that, but you just keep iterating.
You
and
did
marching
an
towards
accurate
the
impression of his
to
video.
Set the goal and you march towards it.
Thank you, man.
That's a really interesting.
What's up?
topic
What's
there.
up, man?
And you have
What's
a lot
up,
of experience
Rez?
in
What's
open
good,
world.
man?
You've worked on a number of great open world games. I'm curious from your perspective, given your experience there. Open world is a popular genre. It's tackled in different ways. What do you think
Thank you,
the
man.
secret
Thank you.
to a great open world game is, at least from a narrative perspective?
I don't think
Somebody
that there's
get
any one
comic
secret.
book
I think
guy
that,
off this.
An open world game gives you the broadest possible canvas for whatever kind of experience you're going to create for the player. Some of the principles that obviously are really important, I touched on these really briefly, is you have to have a certain density of content and a variety.
No, day one was
You
nothing
want to
like
have that
this.
experience when you're
All
going
this
out in the
doggone
world.
talking.
You
It's
have
been
one
they've been
purpose
talking
in
for
mind,
about an
but
hour.
You see something over there, just over on the
Shut
other side
up.
of the
Oh my
valley
God,
that's,
yo.
that grabs your curiosity. You have to go and check out that new point of interest. Or there are these different types of activities that you can take a break from the main quest or a side quest, and you can go and do that.
If
So
you
I think
want
that
to
that's,
talk
that's
about
probably
open
the closest
world,
kind
show
of
us
general,
Spidey.
axiom of development that all open world games should have. But obviously, I mean, a game like in the Fallout series, those can be far, you kind of step into a player-shaped hole. Who you are as a character, you just really define.
Man.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a lot of
Rez.
fun
Yep.
to be had with that. And there are a lot of open world games.
Day one
where,
was amazing. Day
the
two, I don't know what
focus
kind
is really
of
on the
crack
big
pipe
world
are they
mystery.
smoking right now?
There's some kind of big threat.
Let's have a fat
to
sit
the
with
world,
us
and that needs
stage.
to be saved. Here, I think what we were focusing on
It has a
was
fat
having
sit.
a signature character, having that story,
The
her
time
story
length
be
they
told
spent
in this
on this is
compelling,
getting me
sort of a more cinematic way. But we were trying to create a hybrid of the pleasures of action adventure.
This is the calm before the storm, please.
I was saying like a signature character, cinematic storytelling with some of the depth of lore and the choice.
You guys are funny, man.
Dialogue that you have in an RPG. So trying to hit a kind of.
I hope
new
E3
sweet
this
spot
year is not
there,
going to be
I
like
think.
this. Because if E3 is
and
going to be
so,
like this next
that's what
year,
we
oh
care
God,
for.
save me the
That's
torture.
great. So on the character of Aloy herself, I got a really interesting
Stop
question.
asking
I've been
him
wondering
more
this
questions.
myself. How
Good
did you guys
Lord.
come up with the name Aloy?
Nobody
it's
cares.
interesting. I mean,
We'll find out when the
immediately- I
game
wanted to
comes
call
out.
her
Nobody
Alloy, and
cares.
when I first saw it written out,
Good
does it involve
Lord.
kind of the metallic nature of
Can
kind of
you
the machines?
shut up?
Or
It was a name that the character had that had sort of arisen sort of.
Is there any
naturally,
Battlefield
I think,
trailers?
out of that
Nah,
early
man.
concepting phase where she was just this young woman gazing out across that sunlit valley. And I
Yeah.
think that one of the reasons that it stuck wasn't that she was given that name. Like the tribes of this
Man, they
world
need,
don't
they
know
need
what
to
an
save
alloy
me the
is.
doggone
Or an
torture,
alloy is,
man.
or an alloy, rather. Sorry.
Good.
But it did resonate with that idea of this being a world.
This
that
is torture,
combines
guys.
these
Torture.
elements that are more traditional or tribal.
Nope, no Battlefield
and
1 trailer,
something that's
man.
also more technological.
None.
now, how do you think
This is
Aloy,
torture, man.
sees kind of the other characters that are around in the game?
The live chat is more interested than the show
what is her
itself.
relationship, do you
Hey,
think, to them?
do you
Well, I
accept
think that
only
the central
PayPal
thing
donation
there is
because
the
I
fact that
tried
she
to
grows up
donate
as
and
an
it won't
outcast.
let me?
And I think that
The usual.
is one of the things that makes her really compelling.
You
to
try
have
this
as
right
a
here?
character.
What is it doing?
What it means is that she grew up as an outsider.
Lady Nikki, try
So
that
when
right
she's
there and see what
encountering these
happens.
Tribes, even the one that cast her out, she doesn't share the superstitions of
Try
all
that
these
for the
tribes.
donation link. It
She has
should
a much
let you.
more kind of pragmatic worldview, and she's looking for real answers. as to all of the questions. That
Oh,
she
you
has,
know what?
But these
You
things
know
are often
what?
shrouded in
Maybe
some of the
hold
myth
on. Let me
that
see
the
something.
tribes have. The interesting thing about that, though, is that it's not as though she's just a completely
God, this is
skeptic.
torture.
I think she
Torture.
also understands that these stories may have glimmers of truth. There may be kernels of really valuable knowledge that are sort of in those stories. But what that also means is that, in terms of going back to your question about her relationship to others,
Jesus.
she is somebody who's
This is
grown
too
up
much.
as an outsider.
Let me know
And
if that
means she
donation
has
link
a
worked for you,
really
Lady Nikki.
profound inner conflict.
What do you think
Which is,
about the motives
let's say, interacting with members
of
of
Last
this
of
tribe?
Us 2?
There's a part
I
of
don't
her,
know.
think, that wants to belong
Judging
to
by
that
the
tribe,
trailer, we know Ellie
that
is
wants to
back,
be
but
accepted by
Joel
that
seemed
tribe. That
like
would be a dream
he's
come
not
true
alive
in a way.
anymore. For
But
real,
in
like
another way,
how he
she's
just
so
popped up out of the
resentful
white
and
light.
hostile of
And then
everything
he
that was
just,
done to her,
his
the
voice sounded a little bit
injustice
faded a little
that was
bit.
visited upon her by
But
this
from what I
tribe,
heard,
that the
Ellie's
last
gonna
thing
be
that she
the
wants is to be someone who wants
you
to
know
belong to that tribe.
Ellie's
And
gonna
I
be the
think
one
that
who
is
you're gonna
an
be using in the
interesting
game
conflict that
for the
pops
most
up in
part.
pretty
Now I don't
subtle
know
ways
if
throughout
Joel
the
is
entire
dead
game.
or if he's
Yeah,
alive.
kind
I
of
don't
the,
know. I'm not
you know,
sure.
wanting to belong, kind of, but not
said he'd
wanting to
rather
belong.
watch the
kind of, I
Kardashians
can see
than
that
this.
conflict kind of develop.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
I think that's core to who she is.
Yeah, and Corda, you know, honestly, I think, you know, everyone can relate
Christ,
to that on some
why?
level, right?
This is torture.
So we're getting close on time. I did wanted to ask just a few more questions here.
No,
You've been hinting at
no.
this on a few areas, and I'm curious if you can share a little
No
more.
more questions,
the
man.
role of spirituality among some of these different tribes, and you know, the world is such a different place
serious?
in this vision of the distant future. So I'm curious about, you know, kind of how spirituality and religion, even if you will, kind of feeds into this universe amongst the different tribes.
Sure. Well, it was a really big part of imagining the tribes, imagining not just their material culture, their architecture, but also their ceremonial culture and what they believe. What are the stories that they tell?
Oh man, no problem, bro.
And so I think our approach to that was seeing those stories as filling a
Last
really
of Us
deep
2 is
human
just a
need.
flat out
You
amazing.
know, whether
man.
that's a way of inscribing the morality of that
It
tribe,
was
what the tribe
horrible.
believes in story, or helping to explain
That'd be too
their
much like right for
understanding
them
of
to
things
give
that
us
are
what we
taking
want.
place
I'll
in
tell
the
you that
world,
right now.
including cataclysms that have happened much more recently. You know, there's a really big mix-up that takes place in the world about 20 years or so before you begin, and people are still struggling.
y'all
to
are
make
so
sense of
funny,
that. They're still
man.
struggling to apply the mythologies of their tribes to understand that. So I think it was just part of that was seeing it as being something that even if those myths didn't necessarily have literal truth.
Yeah, it
they
is
had
fun
kind of
though. I
emotional
ain't gonna
or
tell you no lie. I'm
symbolic
having a
that
ball right
sometimes
now with
points the
y'all.
way
Like
towards
real
the
talk.
answers that she's seeking.
This is
What
torture,
I love
man.
about a game with a great story, particularly like this, when it's layered, it's multifaceted.
It's
there's
almost
a
an
lot going
hour,
on.
guys,
It becomes
and
this
no
very interesting
gameplay.
sort of lens at which to look through to sort of make sense out of the real world. I mean, in some cases, you're kind of almost reconstituting, I mean, in a very different way with robot dinosaurs and all these other things. But it's a way to sort of
Lady
make
Nikki,
sense
are you
out of
still
the
here?
world that we're currently in. So it was any of that in your head as you were kind of developing this narrative?
No.
Well, I think there are different ways to approach a
This
story.
is torture.
Making a story, but
no.
one of the things that I guess I believe as a rule of thumb is that you don't want to start off with a message you're trying to tell. Because if you start off with that, if you start off with something that's like didactic or a lesson, then I think that's going to lead
1
you in a
hour
direction
and
that's
no
preachy,
games.
and that also ends up being simplified because you're trying to prove a point. And then we didn't do that. Instead, we sort of started off with this big concept, and then we're just trying to figure out
almighty.
what is the most compelling story that we can tell through that. At the same time, of course, it does end up being something like every story, every great story, anyways, is going to cast light on our lives, on our age. Every great story is in some way teaches us something about what it means to be human, right? I mean, that's what kind of, you know, makes them so compelling.
Everybody just sitting
So I
there
think
like,
that it's
oh,
in
this
there,
is
but
torture.
I think that the thematic depth
Show
of
the
the story that we were
game.
going
Shut
for
up.
is stuff that's really open to interpretation. It's
Torture.
definitely, like I was
Torture.
saying, not like we figured out that we want everybody to walk away with this moral from the story or something like that. It was more like we just wanted to create something really rich and then let people think about what that meant to them.
That's great. That's great. So before I let you go, just one more. From
No,
my own personal
not one
curiosity.
more, no.
You're very well versed in the open world genre and the narrative building. I think it's such a fascinating topic. I could go on like this all day. But
Christ.
I'm certain you're busy right now putting the final touches on the game, but I'm curious if you've had a chance to play any open world games that have been coming out in the last year or two.
God, it's 1 o'clock.
If there's any you
It's
thought
1
were
o'clock.
particularly great.
Oh.
Well, I mean, obviously the last Metal Gear. I mean,
oh yes, of course.
And also, I mean, we've been playing these sort of in depth. I mean, also the latest Witcher was something that, and also
torture,
I mean, there's a lot of great work that's going on out there. It's definitely not. It's not like an easy field to come into. You got to really commit to go from broke to create something really special.
It's true. It's true. John Gonzalez, I'm so happy to have had you here to talk about Horizon Zero Dawn.
Thank you.
I think this has been a ton of fun.
Thank
I'm
you.
dying to play the game
Christ almighty.
On PS4. PS4 Pro version, by the way, looking spectacular. Have you had a chance to check that out?
God.
Yes. I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, it is really just taking.
No more questions. Please, no more questions.
It's sort of absurdly gorgeous.
Christ.
And we have, if you guys haven't checked it out, we have a lot of PS4 Pros, and we have HDR
We don't
TVs
care.
out there in 4K. Looks sensational. It's such a special way to experience the game.
Please, no more torture.
But I am dying to play Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm so excited that we were able to have you here to really just give us a really, really deep look at what went into making this.
He said, "Somebody get this guy a Happy Meal."
Absolutely.
I hope that the sort of the love that the team has for the project.
Rather play
really
Just
comes across
Dance.
in a lot of those images and in things I've been saying, because it's really been an experience.
This is very. Is this your first PlayStation?
Christ.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think?
I gotta say, I've worked for independent studios, and I've done second, working for publishers, and this is the
He
first time
said,
I've
"Dear
ever worked
God."
on First Party, and I like First Party.
There you go.
But it's very nice.
That's great. John Gonzalez, thank you so much for joining us. We've got lots more to come here today, so stay with us, please. Thank you so much.
Come on. Keynote. What are they showing? Now they want to show us a doggone trailer. Come on, y'all.
I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this since I saw
Man.
it last year.
Oh, seeing this, I'm so excited.
Seeing this, I am so excited. I mean, bloody wankers. This game looks good, but the developers just talk so bloody much. Shut up. The game looks incredible, but...
Or you can get out of my way.
Oh my sweet Christ.
You can play both stealth and kind of aggressive.
Being able to get out of the way, roll away, hit your target.
So fast paced,
God.
amazing.
Man, this is torture.
The level design, I think, is really cool. 3 of the Watchers came, they all swarmed and attacked me at once.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm sad that I have to leave.
It's a super interesting concept. Excited to play it again.
I already pre-ordered, so I'm excited.
Oh, y'all like...
So whatever.
Thank you, Ryan. Oh, my sweet Christmas.
Pre-order and get weapon and armor modifications with the Nora Machine Trapper Pack.
PlayStation.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you much for joining me
Here she
today
go.
on the live stream stage.
Yes.
I've got Vanessa Argawal here with me, and we are going to talk about Uncharted 4 Survival Mode.
Yep.
Very excited. Got co-op action as well. So walk us through a little bit. I know there's 50 different waves of action that you have to fight your way through. So kind of walk us through a little bit of how that plays out.
Yeah, so it's 50 waves. We wanted longevity,
No.
but we broke it up into these chunks of 10 stages. So you're playing 5 waves at a time. It's like a 15 to 20 minute experience.
Oh,
Like one of the
God.
key kind of pillars is accessibility.
Not
So
again.
we want people to be able to play like kind of in chunks that are like digestible, not have to commit like 3 hours of time, right? Because some of these horde modes, like you play it and you have to really commit two to 3 hours. So we play kind of in chunks, and you play across maps. So we want to leverage the maps we had in multiplayer across these 10 maps, and as you play,
Now here
kind of
comes this
transition
new
through these
torture.
maps in kind of a nice logical fashion. And yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Now, does each of the different waves have its own unique objective, or is there kind of a general thread throughout all of them?
Right, so we actually have 5 different objective types. The core one's survival, which is just killing enemies, the standard horde. But then we have also siege, which is killing enemies from a certain location, which actually feels very different because you're defending a location, enemies throwing grenades in, and you sort of have to like defend
He
against
said
them,
that's it.
while
Go
killing
Spirit
them.
Bomb.
We also have treasure race, which is one of our cool modes where you go through and kind of collect treasures as you're going through. Like if you remember Sonic collecting the rings, it kind of feels like that. We've got like 10 treasures going down like a path, collecting a bunch of treasures. You have to collect them while you're killing enemies. So avoiding the enemies will collect the treasures. We also have marked man.
Oh, so this is the multiplayer.
Kind of survival. You're killing a particular target, and so the target's kind of flanked by a bunch of enemies, and so it's really difficult.
So it's not just the one guy out there. So you have to find the one marked guy in and around everybody else.
Well, there's multiple marked guys, but you have to defeat them. You can't just defeat anyone.
Oh,
okay.
God.
There's like the big armored guys and stuff. So pretty tough.
Yeah.
And we have the boss waves, which are kind of our most favorite objective because it showcases our pirates.
Oh, from 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
nice.
Henry Avery and
Yeah.
Adam Aldridge.
So are they ghost pirates, like zombie pirates?
Yeah, they're like ghost pirates. Yeah,
Okay.
we give them the mystical abilities you see in the multiplayer, like the Wrath of El Dorado.
Oh
we
my
have one
God.
that's focused on the teleport mystical that we have, and so we try to make them a little bit more fantastical, a little bit more exciting. We think they turn out pretty well, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you get to co-op with either up to 2 of your own friends, so 3 of you guys can play all together. Or if you don't have any friends, that's totally cool. We've taken care of you. You play with an AI
Oh my God.
Exactly. So we want it to be accessible solo as well, which is something we haven't done in our previous games. We understand that there's a large segment of players who don't have PlayStation Plus who would still love to play this co-op mode, survival. So we gave them the opportunity to play solo with a buddy.
God,
Buddy
is the
revives you,
keynote
feels like a
over
real
with
player in
though?
a lot of ways. It's very
God, I
complicated
thought it
to
was
take out
gonna be another
enemies.
keynote,
You can do
man.
synced melee moves. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But it's also dynamic in the sense that people can drop in and out as they want. So say you're starting up a match, you're hosting a match. You start off with a buddy, but people can join in at any time and replace that buddy with a real player.
Oh, that's really different. That's not a lot of what you see usually.
Yeah.
Ah,
it's
this
actually a
is
pretty unique feature,
torture.
I think. It'll make the mode a lot more seamless and a lot easier to play with your friends.
God.
See, your friend can only hop in for a couple of waves.
This is
They can drop in
torture,
the middle of the
torture.
match and then drop back out if they need to. Like, it's really flexible.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me a little about leveling up your character as you go through the waves.
Right. So this is another thing we want to bring kind of
Oh
as
my
kind of one of our
God.
pillars of longevity. We want this to be ultimately replayable. So we added a leveling system, kind of like what we call an RPG light system. So the character actually gains health and damage as they level up, and they'll become better and better at the waves. So if you're having trouble with the wave, you level up and you'll get better and better. It'll be easier.
Cool. Now, I'm looking over here at some of the gameplay footage that we're looking at here, and you can see where like you have your team, you're gaining money. What can you use to spend that money on?
Yes. So this is a kind of a function we added to the multiplayer, which was the in-game store. We have a semblance of that here with the arsenal. So you gain cash as you kill enemies, and you can use this cash at the arsenal. See those 3 green icons on the radar? Those are the arsenal. They're accessible at any time.
This is torture.
We also give you 30 seconds of intermission in between waves to use it kind of more
to catch
leisure.
your breath?
Yeah, because it gets pretty intense. So you go to the arsenal, you can buy a number of different things. You can buy gear, you can buy
This
missiles,
is
you can
wasting
buy
my
weapons,
Sunday.
and you can also refill your ammo.
Okay.
And so, sort of, depending on the wave, there's different strategies. So here's the arsenal right here. You see this person's buying the grenade. Gear in particular is really useful. Buying grenades is one of the best kind of grenade gear you can buy. It's really useful. But in addition to that, you can buy weapons, and for different waves,
You're
different
awesome.
weapons are more powerful. So like the mode, the siege mode I was talking about.
I'm
where
telling
you're
you,
fighting
man,
like a particular
it's
location,
like The Last of
enemies
Us. I
are
gotta
usually pretty
get
far
through.
off. So you want sniper rifles, you want the Metler, which is a single shot scoped weapon. Which is a lot
This
more
is
effective
torture,
than
man.
a close range weapon. But then for other waves, where you're doing survival, you're going to mow down enemies as you're running through. Like the automatic weapon makes a lot of sense.
What weapons take down the ghost pirates?
Oh yes, so every boss has some sort of strategy to them. So we wanted the bosses to be a little bit more than just a sack of potatoes, like you're just shooting them a bunch. We wanted there to be some strategy to it. So one of the first bosses that we
Don't
showcased
stop.
here at
Let
PSX,
it up
is the
now.
Jinn Warlord.
Don't stop. There
And the
is
best way
so
to
much
defeat him
to
is
be
fight fire with
found.
fire. So he's
This
a
is
fire boss. But if you shoot explosives at him, he'll go down. When he's down, he takes I think 4 times damage, and he's just sitting there, so you can
just
like
tell
wail
me
into him.
if
and he'll
there
come back
will
out of
be
it.
a
So the, sort
presentation.
of the strategy is to
I
take a grenade launcher off of his minions, use the grenade launcher to hit him, and then shoot him.
There, see, we're giving you tips on how to play the game right
Yeah.
here.
It gotta
on
be a
Livestream. That's
presentation.
awesome.
And then that's the other function of the arsenal.
I'm
You can
too
use the
bored.
arsenal and buy the grenade launcher instead if you need to. So we think it's kind of an interesting, flexible system. It allows for a lot of strategy.
Ryan,
People
you're
learn these
stupid,
waves.
man.
The waves are kind of like they're
Ryan is
set.
a fool.
The reason for that is we wanted people to be able to learn the strategy and be able to master it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's true. Like you were saying about replayability, is I'm sure that as you've played through the game multiple times, you start to realize these kinds of strategies and like
You
what
are
works
beautiful,
for you, and there's
but
one,
could
and
you
you're like, oh, when I
please
play the next
shut
wave, that's
up?
totally not going to work at all, and you know. You
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, this also comes back to the team element. People start to learn. I mean, in the office as we've been playing, we learn certain strategies for certain waves. Like, okay, I'll hold up in this spot. You watch this direction. I watch this direction. And like, we love the team element that comes from our multiplayer. Competitive multiplayer is very team-based. We want to have that team kind of DNA in the co-op. So we want co-op to feel very team-based as well.
Very cool.
This way we have the down system, and you can revive your teammates. So there's those last stands you get before you all die, right? So like, it's really exciting. This is the Jin Warlord I was just talking about. This is our boss wave.
This might be E3. Might be.
It's a really intense battle.
This is.
Speaking more to longevity, actually, so mastering the waves, we have the star rating system you see in the top left.
My God, it's 10 minutes after 1 already. Like,
set up the system where basically
time just going by so
to
fast.
earn stars, you need to get a certain amount of time. You need to beat the stage a certain amount of time.
Christ Almighty.
So to get 3 stars is really tough, and we designed the time limit to be like something you have to like learn the waves and do really good at it. So.
Yeah, and again, that just adds to more of the replayability of it. Because I know every time when I'm like, I only got 2 stars, well, I got to go play that again now because I want all 3.
Yeah, yeah, and actually, we tied some pretty cool rewards to the star system. So we have these skeleton skins, which is a throwback to Uncharted 3. Uncharted 3 co-op, we had skeleton skins as well, and people play the co-op just.
Someone please just answer the question: is there going to be
Drake, Elena, a couple of our characters in skeleton form?
Oh, cool.
It's pretty cool.
What is all this blue stuff that's flying around the screen here?
Oh, yeah.
Go past that.
Oh.
So
nobody knows, man. We don't know.
So some enemies that you kill will drop
Let me
heavy
Google
weapons,
it.
And they're like, they kind of float, they look a little more special.
I'm gonna try to Google
like
it.
I was
Save us the
this,
torture. This is
in
torture
boss
right
wave,
here.
You have to find the grenade launcher.
Good
right?
God
Launch one of the
Almighty.
blue weapons to take down the boss. Here you're seeing a weapon drop. So we have loot in the game, kind of a semblance of loot. Bosses drop unique weapon levels. So as you level up, you also gain access to more weapons. The weapons start off at level 1.
No, what? There's not going to be a no Spider-Man.
Bosses, they'll drop a new level.
You serious right now?
And it upgrades your weapons. So in addition to your player level increasing, your weapon levels also increase.
That's very cool. So does each of the different waves take place in a different location from the actual game itself?
So
or is it kind of inspired by?
They're all inspired by. So this is a prison map, for example. The prison map.
Death Stranding, yo, they show that I'm gonna go crazy. Half-Life 3,
and so all the maps
wishful
are inspired
thinking.
by, but they're not like direct copies. We kind of re-engineered them for multiplayer.
PlayStation experience.
If we could not do that
This
tower
is torture.
one where I have to defeat everybody and be all stealth, I would really appreciate
I'm pretty sure that's not in there, so I think you're okay. The cool thing about the maps, you know, and people respond
this
to
is
particularly with
torture.
the prison map, is that each map feels really different. So the prison map is really close quarters. It's got a lot of 90-degree angles. You have a lot of these, like, you come across a corner and the guy's got a shotgun. Oh, crap. So, you know, I think that was one of the big wins we got here with the 5 waves and each, the transition between maps is that every map has its own feel. It feels really fresh.
Keynote. I'm gonna see if they have a keynote.
The big win. People like that. It keeps it feeling varied.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Very excited to play it. I know a lot of Uncharted fans are always excited for more Uncharted. However we can get our hands on more Uncharted, that's it. We'll take everything we can get. So thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
And this will be available this month for free.
This month for free?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so later this month?
Yes.
All right, later this month. Check out the PlayStation blog. I'm sure they will be the first ones to let you know exactly when later this month. Vanette, thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, Meredith.
Stick with us. We've got a lot more here on the PlayStation Experience.
Oh my God. Come in December. Oh, so it's coming in December. Oh my God. This is torture, man. I think we're gonna have a keynote today, guys. We're gonna have a keynote today. We're gonna have a keynote today. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is boring beyond recognition. Oh my God. Please, keynote, man. Keynote coming this December. Why they showing the same thing over and over again? Oh my God. Somebody tweet to Sony. What in God's... Why are they showing the same thing again? Oh my sweet Christmas. Why are they showing this garbage again? My God. Why are they showing the same thing again? Good Lord. Why? This is torture. Why? Not again. Oh my God. Why? Why? Now they're showing trailers because they're running out of ideas. Why? Why? Just why, guys? Christ almighty. Why? I hope Nintendo don't do this. All right, Lady Nikki, take care, man.
PlayStation.
Welcome back, everybody. It's PlayStation Experience Day 2. We've had so much already. We had a great Horizon Zero Dawn panel. We've had some awesome live segments, and we've got a really awesome one coming up right now. I'm joined by Mike Evans and Mike Jones from Marvel
Capcom
and Capcom
3
to talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which just got announced during our giant showcase. Man, this game looks killer. We've only seen a brief glimpse of it so far. We've seen the cinematic trailer. We've seen a short gameplay clip last night after the Capcom Cup. Oh, man, people are excited.
I mean, let's start there. We're so happy to finally be able to talk about this collaboration. It's been a long time coming. You know?
The hype is real.
It is
there's been, you know, and we try to keep it quiet for so long, right? And we're always very, very sensitive about leaks at Capcom and Marvel.
He said Nintendo will never do
rumors start circulating just before PSX,
this
and we're like,
is
oh
torture.
my gosh, oh my gosh.
Oh my
and
sweet
then it
Christmas.
Saturday morning, and everybody lost their mind.
I mean,
it's true. It's here. We're back.
We're back. It's crazy because we're both big fanboys, you know, of each IP.
Wow.
Mike used to work at Capcom, ex-Capcom.
Awesome.
You know, so we go way, we go way
torture,
back.
torture.
So, yeah, it's, we grew up on some of these games, some of the franchise. And yeah, working at Capcom myself, being a big fighting game fan myself, now being on the Marvel side, being able to collaborate with Mike and the team back in Japan is really just the 10-year-old version of myself dream come true. So,
but it's fantastic. I mean, you mentioned Capcom Cup last night. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, it's going to go down as one of the best. I mean, two finalists from the U.S. Rick
I need to go to the
and
bathroom
Knuckle
again.
Absolutely fantastic.
Bathroom
and then we showcased
again.
the first ever gameplay of Marvel's Capcom
This
Infinite.
is ridiculous.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Super
It looks
hype.
so good, too. So fast-paced, as always. It looks really good. We've got 4 characters announced so far. We've got Ryu, Mega Man X.
Mega Man X.
Thank you, thank you. I've been waiting for X. Awesome. So X is in the game. We've got Iron Man. We've got Captain Marvel, a new addition.
Marvel,
Yeah.
New to the franchise, extremely important character for us at Marvel and the history of Marvel, and obviously started out as Miss Marvel and then rose to the ranks to the Marvel characters and was ultimately dubbed Captain Marvel, the name of the company. And now, looking forward, of course, there's going to be a movie with Captain Marvel. So we wanted to put some new flair into the series as well with some new characters that are important to Marvel.
That's awesome. From a character,
we're being very thoughtful too about how we pick and promote these characters. I mean, this time also another huge pillar of the game is going to be the story.
Oh yeah.
We're for the first time we're getting to tell the story of how the worlds come together. And for us, Mega Man X was an easy pick. He's a fan favorite. He also is going to fit very deeply into the story, along with Captain Marvel. So,
cool.
And I would like to mention that we have more announcements coming.
Ooh.
There's going to be 2 unannounced characters shown tonight.
Tonight?
An extended
Already?
gameplay, 5:30 p.m. Tune into ESPN2 for the exclusive.
Yeah, they're going to do a rebroadcast of the Street Fighter V Finals at Capcom Cup on ESPN2.
Okay,
5:30 Pacific time, and somewhere in there, we're going to show an extended version of the gameplay trailer and 2 more characters.
All right, cool. I'll be looking forward to that. So when you guys are choosing these characters, how do you choose which characters make it into Marvel versus Capcom, and how do you choose which versions of those characters to use?
There's a lot of considerations, but speaking, for the Marvel side, the core of everything that Marvel does, from filmmaking to TV to publishing and games, is storytelling. And
oh
so
my
with the new
sweet
emphasis
Christmas!
On the cinematic
This is
story
torture.
mode and the story of how these two universes collide and how our characters meet and what that means drove
This
a
is
lot
torture,
of the creative
man.
decisions for like what characters are going to be used. There's also a lot of gameplay considerations.
Exactly,
my
exactly. And we
God.
work very closely. We have a lot of creative freedom. It's really nice working with Mike Jones, Bill Roseman from the Marvel
Our
team.
creative director.
Those guys, they're super awesome. So we have freedom to do a lot. That
Prince,
said,
you stupid,
on
man.
the Capcom side, especially with the Japan studio, we're always looking at gameplay first, you know, and we want to make sure that each character type is represented. You got your brawlers, you know, you got your glass cannons, you got something for everyone. And this time the battle system, the partner system plus the Infinity Stones coming in for the
Well,
first
and here's the
time.
gameplay trailer.
Yeah, we've got the
coming in
gameplay now,
that we showed last night at Capcom Cup.
So let's take a look at this gameplay, and can you just kind of explain some of the things we're seeing here?
What you're seeing right now is the new tag system.
That's the first time
I've
I've
freeform this time. You know, in the past in the series, you would pick you would pick 3 characters, choose alpha, beta, gamma, assist. It was all a little bit complicated. This time, you just pick your character, you pick your partner, and you pick your Infinity Stone, and you jump right in. That said, the complexity and the strategy that our fans are looking for is there with the new Infinity Stone system, as you're seeing here.
And the new partner system really, I mean, in previous iterations, there are all these individual features. There's assists and delayed hyper combos and team hyper combos and all these different types of scenarios.
Wow, the game looks good though.
And what we've tried to do is actually,
I know a lot of people really wanted the three tag team thing, but they took that out.
Freeform that allows you to create those scenarios yourself, however you want to play. So to develop your own sort of team synergy play style, and then add on top of that an Infinity Stone that gives you extra tools that you may not otherwise have. So slow characters might become fast with the Time Stone. Powerful characters might become more powerful with the Power Stone.
So is it so the Infinity Stones? Do they work? It sounds like you're saying they work.
Yeah, the graphics are pretty good.
Depending on which character uses them, or is that
each Infinity Stone has a unique power.
Gotcha.
That supplements your team.
Wow.
So, for example,
I can't wait to see Injustice 2. It looks good though.
Marvel games,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, this is my team. You know, I'm gonna style on you. In my way. So
I'm gonna style on me.
No, I'm gonna style on you. No. But seriously, it's. In this game, for example, we were both playing Ryu and Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
But he's playing Ryu and Captain Marvel with the Power Stone, and I'm playing Ryu and Captain Marvel with the Time Stone, and completely different. The strategy is just...
And tool sets are very different. So if you think about it from the story perspective, in Marvel, it's like the Infinity Stones, right? Kind of allow you to break the laws of nature and break a rule of the universe, right? Power Stone, Time Stone.
Power Stone, Time Stone.
And so we kind of thought about that through the lens of a fighting game. Right. And so, hey, if you had one of these stones, what rules of a fighting game could you break? Right. Mobility, attack, vitality. Space control, etc. Right. What does that mean in a fighting game? So that's kind of what we tried to lean into and say, hey, if these characters had an Infinity Stone, what would that mean in a fighting game?
Do you feel like you're maybe biting off more than you can chew in regards to balance in introducing?
Let me go get some peanuts, man. I need a snack, something.
Well, what's awesome though is, and you can talk more about this, we have some of the original developers that worked on the earliest Marvel fighting games at Capcom in Japan, now working on this newest iteration. So some of the original visionaries who kind of came up with the crazy bombastic, dynamic, gameplay that was originally featured in X-Men Children of the Atom and Marvel Superheroes, and all the Versus series from there, are now sort of reimagining and re-envisioning what the future of the franchise is. And so they're definitely going to have a tuning and balancing and design sort of monolithic task in front of us, but they're definitely up to the challenge.
Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, now Marvel's Capcom Infinite. You never know what the final form of the game is going to take shape. Once it gets out there in the hands of our fans and in tournament play. So, that said, however, we have learned from the past, and this series has a long past. And we made some bold choices this time, but it's for good reason. We've seen in the past that it's such a character-driven game. People love these characters, but no matter what, depending on the tools that those characters have, whether it's mobility or whatnot, there tends to be 5 or 6 that rise to the top, and that's all you see. This time, the system is so freeform, but also the Infinity Stones are more strategic than a third character would be in previous iterations of the game, where they would just come out, like for example, if my team, I needed a OTG, or I needed to pop up a character off the ground to continue a combo, I would pick one character to do that. And then
that's the only reason.
Yeah, and we're looking at that. We're like, is that really teamwork? So it's like we could have gone 4v4, 5v5 even, but we went 2v2 because we can
Man,
play
y'all
on
are-
teamwork, you know, and strategy in a way that it just, you get diminishing returns. So yeah, the stones are going to fill in your characters, your teams. You could have a big
Y'all
brawler
are
with the time
stupid,
stone, as
man.
Mike was saying. All of a sudden, you have mobility that in previous iterations of the game would never be possible. You know?
Okay, cool.
And there's an element of approachability to it too, right? Accessibility, and that's part of why, you know, it's called
my
Marvel vs.
God.
Capcom Infinite,
This
right?
is
And not necessarily Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
infinite
We want
garbage.
the- you know, all that depth of these systems under the hood are going to be there for people to get in a lab and experiment, like what combination of characters and stones, and Ryu with the Power Stone is better than Captain Marvel with the Mind Stone, or, you know, these are the kind of conversations that we're hoping that the meta develops into, but simplifying it into pick your 2 favorite characters, pick an Infinity Stone, go at it, rock and roll. It makes it easier for people who are maybe just fans of the characters, fans of Marvel, fans of Capcom, and are not fighting game experts, right? You don't have to be an expert at MVC3 and MVC2 to really get into this and enjoy it. And that's also a big reason why we're putting so much emphasis on the cinematic story mode, right? If you want to enjoy a story that features all these characters that you wouldn't see in any other Marvel game or any other Capcom game, this is where you're going to see, you know, Mega Man X meets Iron Man, and what does that look like, right? What happens? So a lot of thought's gone into, not only battle system, but the story, the visuals, and again, at Marvel, sort of, you know, is representative of how we recently just been trying to raise the bar and set a new standard for what Marvel games are, right? We had our Spider-Man announcement earlier this year at E3.
Thank you. Looks so
Guardians
good.
of the Galaxy.
So hyped.
Coming with Telltale that we're really excited about.
Yep.
And now
Oh,
this,
my Jesus.
what
is this?
Be more excited and more honored.
What is this? It's almost
A
1:30.
real focus on high-quality games
Christ
from Marvel.
almighty.
This is kind of a new leaf, it seems like you guys
This is
are turning
not
on here,
good.
and I'm so appreciative of it because these properties are so beloved, and they really deserve these amazing games that it looks like we're starting to get.
Well, as Mike said, you know, I joined from Capcom about 2 years ago. I started at Marvel, and we did start putting an emphasis on bringing in game professionals, bringing people to Marvel who understand how to build games and have worked in games and can work with our partners on amazing stuff like this that are authentic, that are sort of the new age and the new standard of what gaming needs to Marvel. There's no reason our games shouldn't be just as good as our movies and TV shows and comics and everything else.
Sure.
And so that's our goal, is when you see, you know, Marvel, when you see that Marvel brick on a game, you're like, it's going to be awesome.
Nice. So in regards to like the development of the game, how far along are you guys? Do you have everything nailed down in terms of like the number of buttons and the types of attacks and all that stuff, or?
No, we're still, we like to work until the very end. No, we still, you know, we play the game every day, literally, you know, back in the office and Combo Fiend, and, you know, so we're taking an approach, you know, the game on day one is going to be feature rich, you know, we're going to release it when it's ready, and it's going to have an amazing story about how these worlds came together for the first time. So we're taking our time.
But what I would say is that we are putting a big focus on making sure it's playable on gamepad as well as joystick. You don't have to have a pro player stick to, like, and all the crazy dexterity and do crazy combos, right? We want people to just be able to pick up and play. If
this is going to be on the Switch?
$200, $500 on a custom stick to go compete at
He
Capcom
said, I need to
Cup,
go.
right? Not everybody can do that. And so there has been sort of a very careful, thoughtful emphasis on, hey, how does the game
Oh,
play
y'all
on
need a
that? How does the
gun?
game play on a stick?
I'll be right back.
Everybody can
Wait
play
right
as
here.
characters.
I really appreciate that. As
I'm gonna go
somebody
get a gun.
whose first exposure to fighting games was Street Fighter II Championship Edition on Super Nintendo, like I grew up playing on gamepad, so I'll buy a stick and I'll play on it, but I always feel a little more at home on the gamepad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's funny because hearing that we're all fighting gamers, you know, we're all fans at heart, and for me, Mike touched on it a little bit, but the team this time, it's really magical. I mean, not just the collaboration and that we're all huge fans at heart, but the team back in Japan, in the Japan studios, like, these guys are, it's the hit list of all the original creators. They're just so talented, you know. I go over there, we talk about UI or design or gameplay or whatnot, and you know, I'm talking with guys that worked on the original games, you know, X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes,
yeah,
you know, and it's been great.
Y'all can borrow mines.
Mixed with pushing the storytelling. Let's tell for the first time how these worlds came together, you know. And as you can see, it's taken a little bit more of a cinematic approach, a more modern feel to the game. So we're very excited about it.
Cool.
Yeah. But it hasn't lost any of that bombastic, seizure-inducing style that everybody loves the series. So.
Exactly.
You guys mentioned accessibility and making the game a little easier to pick up for people who might not be familiar with
Y'all
the
can
series,
borrow
and I really
mines.
appreciate that. That said, accessibility can sometimes be a scary word for the really hardcore players out there. What are you guys doing to ensure that the game remain keep that skill
I'm
ceiling
trying to
really
shoot.
high?
I can't see him.
Yeah. No, but but again, I mean, I think on the surface, and we've been
see
spending
this?
a lot of time, I think, with you know, folks yesterday
They don't
talking
play,
to fans,
man.
talking to press about what the new battle design means in 2v2 and the Infinity Stones. And you know, early on we had a lot of conversations, and we knew this would be, you know, a big discussion.
This is
point
torture,
when we
y'all.
announced the game. But once people, I think, get their hands on it, they'll understand it. But as we talk more and more with people about, hey, all the stuff that you are used to doing that are individual features in previous iterations are now sort of at your disposal, free form, as part of this partner system, and it's simplified, it's more elegant, but you can actually do more now with your characters than you've been able to do in previous games. And then add on to that the Infinity Stones that totally augment your tool set. Now we think that there are really infinite gameplay possibilities, and that's where the hardcore users shine, right? Get in a training mode, get in the laboratory, and start experimenting with, like, oh, these two characters, they can do this setup, but if I add the Mind Stone on top of it, or the Soul Stone, or the you know, what, and then wait, but this strategy beats that, so I need a way to counter the Reality Stone with this character, you know, and so and hopefully that's how the meta will develop.
Sounds like we're going to see some really interesting matchups.
That's what we hope
here.
so. That's what we're hoping, yeah.
I mean, for the last 15 years in the Versus series, it's been 3-on-3, right?
Yeah.
And then there's been this kind of like adding on complexity, you know, different ways you can use your partners, and it has become very complex with the goal of playing up that partnership and teamship.
This is torture, for real.
And teamwork with your characters. However, as Mike pointed out, we're looking at it this time and saying, you know, instead of a character just coming out, doing a move and leaving,
a predetermined move.
A predetermined move. Yeah. I want to be able to use my character at any time, in any situation, any way I want, you know? So it's like whether I'm in the air, or whether, you know, I'm doing a combo on the ground or whatever. I call my character, he comes out, you know, helps me, and then that's where you really see the partnership. And I think people in the first gameplay trailer realized that, wow, like the back and forth is just on another level.
You can almost think of your two characters operating as one character.
Yeah.
Like, and you're making combos that you're not just using one character's tool set, you're using both of their tool sets, and you can freestyle, right?
Cool.
And so we think that's going to be fun.
Oh, thank you, Potato Gamer. Greetings from Brazil. Thank you so much, man.
However, I'm a big fan of MVC3.
Appreciate the support.
I know Mike is too.
Yep.
Out yesterday.
Yeah, we just announced
right
it.
now on PlayStation 4. You can go download Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Go out, get it now. It looks fantastic. 1080p, 60 frames a second. Includes all the DLC costumes, all the characters, and also a fantastic digital art book, Marvel vs. Capcom Official Works by Udon.
So get hyped for MVC Infinite by playing MVC Ultimate MVC3 right now on your PS4. That is all the time that we have for MVC Infinite today. Thank you guys so much. This was a really interesting conversation. This has been incredible.
Come on.
I'm so hyped for MVC Infinite. I can't wait to play it. Tune in to ESPN2's rebroadcast of the gameplay tonight
5:30
to see 5:30 Pacific to see 2 new characters revealed for the game. Super exciting. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I hope you'll stay tuned to the PlayStation Livecast. We have a whole lot more coming up for you. We have a kind of funny panel coming up shortly, but right now we're going to go take a look at Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Woo! Okay, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Of course, they're gonna show gameplay. This game looks good though, man. Wow. Insanity. Insanity. Oh, thank you, man. Yep, this is it right here. Yeah, they send it to me. PDP, company called PDP, they make controllers. They send it to me as a gift. Really awesome, right? Chainsaw somebody. I do. They're gonna show Crash, so it's not too bad, right? PlayStation. What is this? PS4 Pro. What is this they're about to show? What is this they're about to show? Oh. Nah, you didn't miss much, man. They just showed gameplay from Marvel vs. Capcom.
make our situation clear. We are now at war.
You got some shoes to fill now?
I do.
Let's get out there and fight him.
Roger.
Oh my lord. They're showing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Why? Torture.
Play on PS4 Pro.
Why? Why? Why are they showing Call of Duty?
Welcome everyone to the PlayStation Livecast stage. I'm Meredith Molinari, and I'm super excited to talk about everyone's favorite marsupial, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash is back.
He's back. He's so hot right now too.
God.
He's totally hot right now. We saw him in first. We saw.
I
him
don't
in
think we get no
Skylanders
keynote today,
Imaginators,
guys.
Or somehow he got himself his own level.
I think this is
I don't
like.
know if you know it. He was in the Netflix episode of Skylanders Academy. You know, somehow he got on set, and you know he's guest appeared there.
He knows people.
He probably knows. He's crashing the party.
Right.
It's a possibility. I think they might show it today.
Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
So
that was a cool little.
Yeah, they might show it
today. Know that what's his 20th anniversary as well.
Yeah.
So he's letting us know that this is his time. You know, he's back.
So when did the idea first come about, or how long has this been in the works? Because I know people have been asking for it for a long time. So when did you guys first decide we have to bring Crash back?
Well, I mean, you know, that's true.
This is
torture. We've all been clamoring for this for a long time. You know, everybody's wanted Crash back. So we've been working on this for a while. And, you know, when you find out you're going to be working on such an iconic and beloved series of games, like especially the first three, which are arguably again the most iconic, beloved of the Crash Bandicoot franchise, you're just like, oh my God, what an amazing opportunity.
Is it a little scary? Because I mean, there's a big.
You want it? You want to borrow it, Anthony?
Scary.
Here you go, man.
Yeah,
you can have it. Take it, man.
After the team started working on it for a bit, you know, once the rumors started going around, and we hop on the message boards, and then we see the YouTube videos of people like, oh, you totally need to put this in the game. I think it started to sink in a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And we just knew we had to get this right. You have to nail this because, you know, it's a beloved.
I think the keynote is over with, y'all.
Crash is precious to fans, so we knew we had to get this spot on.
I mean, it's a game that really helped define what it means to be a PlayStation game. I mean, it's a game that defined a lot of kids' childhoods, so, you know, that's really important to us. We got to honor that.
Absolutely. Well, just from what we saw in the trailer that you guys showed at the showcase, it looks amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, we were talking about even just his eyebrows have so much detail. It's really a really rich version of the game. It's not just like, or at least to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't look like, oh, we just took the levels and just made the graphics prettier. Like, this has actually been rebuilt from the ground up to make it glorious looking.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I mean, we consider it kind of like a AAA remaster. You know, the team really kind of approaches it like, you know, they would any other original title. It's getting that much love and care.
This is boring, man.
You know,
this is
there's
torture.
a lot of really good examples of that.
See, this is what I'm going to do right here. We're just going to go like
you
this.
Take a look at the levels. You know,
take
we start
out
with something very simple, which is some
my
of the original
magazine right here.
we got. And then we start really building on top of it and adding all the personality and charm and loveliness and detail that, you know, I think really the game deserves.
And music.
Yep.
My magazine back in there.
Very excited to hear that music back.
Oh yeah, note by note, we're recreating this from the ground up, and you know, like I said,
torture,
like Dan
man,
said,
torture.
You know, the team is really, really passionate about getting this right and doing right by fans. So they're all in.
I don't know if we're gonna get no keynote.
Yeah, let's do some stuff.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Show some
take a look.
gameplay.
So walk us through. So I know there's all three.
Super
We don't have
merciless.
time to look at all three of everything today.
Yeah, and things are still in development. So, what we wanted to show first was the intro cinematic. It's a great example of, like Dan said, you know, how seriously we're taking this.
Are we getting a keynote? I don't even know if we're getting a keynote because this is.
Brought on our whole cinematics team. We have cinematics quality models and rigs. And what that allows
$40
us to do is really sort of dial in on performance, facial performance, and just really bring out the personalities of these, you know, these characters that fans love so much, but really staying true to the original story.
So they basically remastered it like what they did with the Gears, Ultimate Edition or Remastered Edition.
All the inspirations that Naughty Dog had leading up to Crash. So yeah, it's
wow.
I think the cinematic pretty
What's
much
up, Blush?
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous to look at. It's so vibrant. I mean, you talk about him being like a. You know,
Are you
this,
brand
like,
new?
comic
Welcome to the
character,
stream.
and there is a little bit of that, but it's almost like more 3D modeled version of him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like every little bit of his fur is popping up, and all the other characters.
Yep.
Really wasn't just about him. The whole environment speaks.
Yeah.
Everyone
Everyone loves to hate Dr. Neocortex. He's back.
Oh.
He still hasn't found a shirt though. Crash still can't find a shirt that fits him.
Yeah. He wants you to. I know, especially now that he has fur, he doesn't need a shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really cool.
All right.
So we're going to get into
Jeopardy.
the first is Insanity Beach. Is
Yep.
Take a look at first.
Yep.
Very cool.
Ding,
So this is the first level of the first game. It's probably one of the most iconic
Welcome,
levels,
Blessed.
especially that first
Thank you
shot.
for subscribing
You know, that,
to Games and Wario's channel. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
From the first level, it's so sticky. You know, when we're working on this, like I find myself like walking around singing it all day.
I think they're gonna show gameplay. Yep.
You know,
Wow, that looks
getting this
good,
right
man.
again was just really, really important to us. Like,
So as you're
Wow,
playing
it
through,
looks
I mean,
good, man.
You know, again, it's just the level of detail that we've been looking at here.
Wow.
I mean, we've got Crash in widescreen now, you know, and it seems like a simple thing, but it isn't. I mean, we're able to pack in so much more at this point.
This looks so
and
good.
really kind of be true
Y'all
to
see
you know,
this?
the original concepts of Crash. You know, we went back
Wow.
to some of the original work and things like that. And
Man, this brings
really
back
found
so much
inspiration
memories.
in that.
Like, yo, this
And,
looks so
Now, along
good.
with the music being from the original, what about some of the voice acting?
Wow.
yeah, we all of the voice actors, we brought the whole cast back. You know, but to re-record.
Wow.
All the lines and emotes and you know, as Dan said, there's like
wait, they re-recorded.
This
brand
looks
new.
so good.
Recorded brand new and like I mean, with what Dan said that.
What do I usually show on my channel? Pretty much everything. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Cover gaming news, reviews, cartoons, unboxings, early unboxings, product reviews, pretty much everything, man.
They had a lot of fun doing this.
That's so crazy too. Like 20 years later, you're like, hey, let me give you a call. I need you to come back and do this again.
Yeah,
It's like that looks so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, obviously, we've left no turtle.
This looks so good, guys.
Wow.
It's
so easy.
I know. Crash is full of puns. So, but it's those kind of levels of details where, you know, we can just really have fun getting into those moments, which are just so delightful, and you know, what
Christ Almighty.
This game so fun and beloved.
So one of the great things about the gameplay in Crash is, you know, it drives you to want to go back and play again and again. And we see our friend downstairs has unfortunately missed some boxes.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you, Ryan. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, boss.
So we're going to ask him to try and go through it again.
Okay.
Perfect it.
Ratchet and Clank, man. Y'all
yeah.
gotta have
I
it.
hope he does.
Gotta have
Love
it.
to
Classic
see
right
the,
here. But I feel like they're
really
gonna
nice
be doing the
victory,
same thing with this.
celebration at the end as well. But yeah, we'll see if he gets through it or
That's
not.
very cool. And that's what I love so much
man,
about
this
games
is
like
torture.
This is the replayability.
Yep.
You know, where you get it and you're like, I didn't beat it, and now I'm angry with myself, and I have to do better.
Yep.
And then you want to keep going back and back. And it's always finding all those little extra boxes when you get the extra prizes from it. It's like, oh, it's a reward, hooray.
Absolutely.
And even when you do well, you're just like, oh yeah, I can do better.
Yeah.
And go back and. So,
He said, Kojima, please.
Yeah. Now it's really important. Uh-oh, did he
Oh, yeah. I know Obi-Wan plays Mr. Overhype himself.
Let's see if we can pull it off. Bigger challenge for him now.
What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing?
Certainly when new fans
Come on, man. I
do a
know
lot of things to
Obi-Wan.
Make it even easier to pick up and play than before. You know,
What's going on, everybody? How are y'all
We still want to
doing?
make sure that there's that challenge there and that compulsion to go back and do more like we were talking about. So one of the things we added, which we think fans will be super excited about, is the fact that there's
That subscribe button to stay up to date. All things Nintendo.
we don't have that to show today.
That's what he be
but
saying.
Tell you what, people have been working on it in the office, and they can't put it down.
Man,
Awesome.
game looks
Well,
good.
that's what I love too. I mean, you talk about this is the 20th anniversary of Crash. You know, you only have to be 18 years old to be here at PSX. So I'm sure there are some people here that probably weren't even alive when the last Crash came out.
Okay.
So it's really cool to have them be able to rediscover something that they heard about.
Thank you,
growing
Ryan.
up, where they were like, oh yeah, I was just a little bit too old. When I got into games a little too late to actually experience Crash, and now they get to. It's like getting like your folklore like back out and
that,
really experience the history.
That's really important to us, that new fans get a chance to, you know, love
It looks good though.
We came to know and love as
This
well.
game looks
or
really
now that,
good.
You know, you're older enough, and maybe my age you're older, you may have kids, and you can get your kids into the game then.
Yeah, it's a great
really
game
cool.
to pass around on the sofa and watch each other play, and he did it. He did it.
What?
We did it.
Yeah. Woo!
Do I like Sonic? Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Yes, I do.
So yeah. So of course he coughs up that gem, you know, out of his throat.
Come on, man.
So I think the final thing we're going to check out is another level that happens a little further into the first game.
Okay.
Come on. Keynote, 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 keynote.
It all in time or not.
Come on,
We
man.
got him last time, and then he showed us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. Now
But,
this is a portion of what we actually saw in the preview in the showcase as well, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, this does not look easy.
No. No, we've actually seen some people playing on the floor, and they've gotten through it. So
Wow.
that's
There's
pretty
some
impressive.
serious gamers here at this.
Sonic Boom on Wii U. I'm sorry, that was
I like
garbage.
It's a great example of the level of detail and how we're modernizing these
Wow.
games. You know, everybody that's seen this so far, all the fans that have seen this are going, oh, it's heavy machinery. They recognize it right away.
This
It
looks so
instantly feels
good.
entirely familiar. Like they know what this is. But they'll,
My
you know,
God,
they're
I'm
also
buying
starting
this
to know
day
the
one,
level of
man.
Care and attention and detail that's all been added new. Because like again, we're building this right from the ground up. You know, teams like, you know, all the rivets and the wheels and the pipes and those are all new to this version.
I won't even ask you how many hours you guys have already spent working on this.
This looks so good.
It's been a few hours.
Yeah.
At least they're showing Crash gameplay though. Like,
So you notice he just picked up a token there. That's another thing that you know, we've been really looking at.
yeah,
is,
I
bonus
think
rounds.
so,
For
man.
The Crash fans.
Unfortunately,
Crash
I
1,
think
the
so.
bonus rounds, they were cool. They
Yeah.
provide a lot of challenge, but they had a few hiccups.
Okay.
So, you know, that's one of those types of improvements we've been looking to make. Just easier to get into some of the bonus rounds, easier to replay
oh
them.
my God,
You know,
this
and
is
just
torture.
Take, you know, a lot of the lessons learned over the years and kind of apply them back. So,
And
people.
speaking of over the years, not that
Yeah.
I want to get greedy or anything, but is there an option maybe in the future to remaster future games? I've had a couple people on Twitter ask me about Crash Team Racing. So any chance that maybe in the future we'll have more Crash coming along?
Well, that's a really good idea.
I mean,
good, right? We'll jot that one down.
Yeah, we'd love it. I mean, all these people are asking about new Crash, other things. We'd love that. All of us who are fans would love to see those kind of things come back. So.
But of course, we can't talk about any future
Yeah.
plans.
Of course not.
And,
We'll-
you know, and
we'll
of
just
course
say
we're
it's a great
focusing on
idea.
this right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're focusing on this
Yeah.
right now as well.
Absolutely. Well, it looks great. Continue focusing on this because I know all of us can't wait to get out there and play it. So thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you for bringing Crash back into all of our lives. We really appreciate it. All right, guys, stick around. We've got a lot more to show you here on the live stream. We've got more panels coming up. We've got a lot more here on the live cast stage, so don't go anywhere.
Thanks.
Live cast stage. I have a feeling, guys, that we're not gonna get what we want. Anybody buying Last Guardian? I'm gonna buy Last Guardian. Was it coming out Tuesday? I'm gonna pick Last Guardian up. This game looks so good, man. I've been waiting so long for this game. No more panels, why? Yeah, torture.
PlayStation.
Robinson. Oh yeah, the Lost Guardian is amazing, man. Can't wait. Yep, Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. Memories, man. Memories. And they would be showing off this trash PSVR game. They don't have nothing else to show us, guys. I mean, it seems like it's just gonna be a bunch of panels that we're gonna get.
broadcasting.
That's what I think we're gonna get. Just a bunch of panels.
If there are any other survivors out there.
Garbage, 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 garbage. This is torture beyond repair. Torture, torture, torture. Torture, 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 torture. Torture, 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 torture. This is torture. Sitting here watching the PS6 live stream. It's boring as I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I feel like jumping off the bay in the sea. Understand, this is what we do. We are gamers. We all gamers, but this is so much trash, and that's a matter of fact. Garbage, 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 garbage. This is garbage. This is with CryEngine. Did y'all pick up Final Fantasy 15? I might stream that today. Y'all want to see some Final Fantasy 15 today? I think I'm one of the only one that... Wait, are we getting a panel? I think we're getting a panel. I think we're getting a panel. I think we're getting the panel. I think we're getting the panel. I think we're getting the panel. I think we're getting some more panels. This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. Showing trailers, that's all they do. Man, I don't have a clue. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Seem like day 2 is all about panels, man. Guys, this is bad.
Now starting at $2.99.
PlayStation. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are still streaming live from PlayStation Experience 2016 in Anaheim, California. And I have some very special guests joining me to talk about Sundered. I have Will Dubé, who is the creative director at Thunder Lotus Games. Hello, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I have my friend Justin.
Hi.
I just pulled him in. I was like, come join me.
My title is Fan of Awesome Things, which is why I'm here to talk about Sundered.
How fitting. How fitting, then. Will, we have a lot to talk about with Sundered. You guys have a great legacy already built with the incredible scope and spectacle of Jotun, which was already available on PlayStation 4.
I'm going to stream some Final Fantasy later today. And some Smash Brothers, because this is
the next project
torture.
Your team is tackling right now. You guys are based in Montreal, and you were working on what you and I already talked about is a very Lovecraftian, very Metroidvania. These are great words already to have in your game. So
Win Forever says, bruh, you're the best. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, so Sundered is a horrifying
Appreciate the support, man. Thank you guys for sticking around with me.
Metroidvania where you resist or embrace ancient eldritch powers. So yeah, we definitely have that Lovecraft influence. We wanted to build on Jotun as well. It's a different game, different genre, but we're keeping with the same sort of 2D hand-drawn animation.
Oh man, don't be sad, man. Don't be sad.
Like really great immersion, and we wanted to add a lot more choices, a lot more player choices.
Yeah, the Game Awards was better, and this is oh my god.
We can start playing in just a couple minutes. Yeah, absolutely. But when you guys were building
can we
the
switch
style, I mean, that
to the panel?
Probably, I assume,
please.
I'm an expert. Complicates the design process because you're going from Jotun, which was a little more linear, a little more straightforward and focused.
I know Nintendo Livestream is going to be way better than this.
We're calling it a replayable Metroidvania. So it's really inspired by Rogue Legacy, Super Metroid. So the game loop is you get into the world.
Tell you, this is
you
torture.
Go out, you explore a procedurally generated world. You fight monsters, collect cards.
Guys and gals, this is bad.
Become a bit stronger and go back into the world after. So are these abilities and things that you're unlocking with these shards, do they allow you to progress further into this procedurally generated world, or could a skilled player play super far into it at the completely base level.
Well,
Jeremy said, "I'm out. Bye."
Break everything.
As they do. As they do.
Like we've already had a few speedrunners try the game and like already like missing abilities and like
oh,
leaving the
sweet Christmas.
So things are going to be completely busted, but it's it's a single player game.
Oh
that's
God,
fine.
this is
Fun.
torture.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is part of the fun, like sequence breaking stuff like that.
Me too, man. Me too. I can't wait for the 12th. Man, we're like a little bit over a month away, man. Can't wait.
That unlock new regions in the game, stuff like that. And then subsections are procedurally generated. So we
what? January 12th? I can't wait. I took off work that day.
Shifts them up and places them in different ways. All the monsters are spawned dynamically as well, which adds like a second layer.
Win Forever says, please make a Last of Us 2 Let's Play.
To start the demo
You are absolutely hilarious. Oh, man.
I'm just going to keep talking. But
thank you, man. Thank you.
We briefly skimmed over the world.
I will, man. You know I will. You know I will. A lot of you guys subscribe because of the reaction, and man, thank y'all so much, man. Seriously. Yeah, I might go bye, dude. Bye, right.
Her responsibilities are here in this world.
So Esh is a wanderer.
Torture. That's what you call torture, man.
And she kind of gets swallowed up into this mysterious cavern.
You want to see games?
So
I know. I want to see games too. 2 hours I've been streaming, and yeah, this is torture, man.
Telling through the backgrounds, through the environments, through the monsters themselves. So right now, this region of the game is
this game. Oh, I don't even care about this. What is this? What is this garbage?
And that's kind of like the whole. Ancient power is the kind of.
What is this, man? Yeah, y'all be able to see my Final Fantasy stream. Oh God, this is torture.
Yeah. If this was the beginning, it would be a very overwhelming beginning.
I was gonna say, because they just go right into it. Yeah, I can give you a trick of the trade is that you never
Gravy says, "Damn, I'm dead."
First, because they're always best at the end of production. You know exactly how to make the game the best it can be. So you want to do the beginning at the end. Ooh,
garbage.
Look at this. Thank you for that tip. Now I can make a game by myself.
There you go. That was the key that you were missing.
This is torture, man.
About the explorative,
torture.
I was about to call it Jotun.
I can't. I don't know how much longer I can
about that combat.
stand this
crap.
crap.
There's a lot going on screen. There's a lot of action. Break it down for me.
Jotun was a very slow, deliberate game. With Sundered, we wanted something that felt a lot more immediate,
torture.
a lot more action focused. So the character. So far, the responses from players have been really, really good. Like they really enjoy the movement controls. And
oh
the flow.
My lord!
It's very much an action game, and we don't want it to be like XXX square.
Y'all want to continue watching this? This is torture, man.
You can see some of that when you do like the power attacks towards the bottom. It knocks the monsters up. You can kind of juggle monsters like that. But we really want to keep things organic.
Is torture.
It looks like this giant wall that we were just
Lord,
at is
have mercy.
kind of the skill tree where you unlock the different abilities.
Why,
yes, exactly.
man?
Well, you don't unlock the abilities in the skill tree, but you.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like
when you
this is
do a run, you collect shards, and then
torture,
when you die,
man.
you come back to this central hub place. And when you go to the top of the altar, that opens up
garbage.
the skill tree. Okay. You can spend the shards that you've collected during your run to increase your stats. Health, damage, classic stuff, and some more special and more important nodes as well. And then when you
need to just put something on The Last of Us,
those
man.
Are like the Metroidvania abilities that you find in the game.
Gotcha. And are those permanent unlocks after you spend the shards on them?
Yeah, so that's all permanent.
Cool. So that's where that kind of rogue legacy comes in. Yeah,
exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I always compare it to like old, like Flash Portal games.
Yeah.
Like Penguin
This
Launch.
is crazy, guys.
Like where you pitch your penguin, you go like 100 feet.
Yeah, The Last of Us. I think that's the best thing that came out of it.
You can go 150 feet. You get 150 gold.
There's no greater bar of excellence than Penguin Launch. So I got to talk about this. We have to talk about the animation and the art style that you guys have done.
Torture.
When you and I spoke, your team is not like 100 billion artists working on this game. You're a small team. But sort of the scale and the scope of the game seems much broader and richer than I would be led to believe. How do you guys achieve that?
We have amazing
hard work,
artists.
I assume.
We have amazing artists. we actually
stream games and then have the
video game awards.
It's a possibility.
Best art direction, best debut game just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, cool!
It's like a much
congratulations, well deserved.
It's possible I could do that.
The game awards that happen on Thursday, but I think it's really a testament to their work, to Joanie, to Alex, to Marie-Christine, and Simon. So yeah, I mean it is a lot of work, but right now Sundered is 2 2D artists and 2 animators, so it's not like dozens of people.
Can you know for in layman's terms, can you break down how such a small team is able to achieve this level of fluidity and this feeling of like everything is in motion and organic at all times? Because you don't often see that in games of your size, if I may.
Yeah, we cheat. Everything we do.
Oh my God, this is torture.
Like if we can cheat
this
on
is torture, guys.
and it looks the same and it feels great, but
I guess we're not gonna get what we want, guys.
We're gonna do it. Like that's the only way you can.
We're not gonna get what we want. Let me see
so
something. Last of Us 2.
Style is very much. It's kind of like, it's not pure traditional style where you redraw every single frame of animation. And actually in Jotun, a couple of the bosses were done by a different animator, and his style was just
I'm pretty sure everybody wants to see
so in traditional animation you draw every single frame. It's like Disney movies.
I'm pretty sure everybody just wants to see
we use a software
Final
called
Fantasy
Fugu,
15.
which allows us to do a little bit of puppet or
because this
animation.
is torture.
So it's kind of a mix between the two.
My God!
Of those,
wow.
Like, sometimes the animation needs to be redrawn frame by frame when it's really like a different pose or really different. Or
torture.
If the perspective changes on the animation, that needs to be redrawn. But other times you can just like move the arm, right, and just fix the hand. And so yeah, a lot of
move the arm and
why?
I love it.
So there's some interesting thematic disagreements happening here that I'm seeing. You have the kind of traditional, like old school,
oh my goodness,
fantasy looking stuff. But then there's all this, like this guy.
What is it, Will? What is going on, dude?
Energy weapons and cannons and stuff.
Holy smoke! Well, I was
garbage. All garbage.
We have to go, but
Lord.
yeah, I wanna get to that.
Yeah, so that's that has to do with the story.
Okay.
Nobody
so
cares.
the
Oh my God, nobody cares.
A game called the Valkyries, because we're thinking of Jotun again, coming back to that Norse mythology. But they're a much more sci-fi group of people, and they have their own backstory, and you'll discover it in the other regions of the game. So yeah, there's a lot more to see with Sunder, and we're really excited.
Beautiful. Well, we are almost out of time. Yeah, and Justin, thank you for joining me on the interview today. Will, thank you so much. When can people expect to play Sundered?
So it's coming 2017. If you want to keep updated about the game, Facebook, Twitter, Thunder Lotus. And,
yeah, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 15.
That's where we're gonna be doing
this is torture.
At the beginning of next year. So if you want in on that, we'll be definitely picking a few lucky people to try it out. ThunderLotusGames.com.
Great. Will, thank you so much for being on here. Sundered looks fantastic, and you are a welcome guest anytime.
Thank you, guys.
Now I must kick you off.
If they show one more panel, I'm out of here.
Coming up from PlayStation Experience 2016, including some old friends of mine on the main stage. We are going to be listening to the Kinda Funny panel. I think they're going to be doing a PS I Love You, I assume. If they weren't, they're crazy pants, and they are pretty crazy pants. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps this is the
my wife is calling.
Waiting for. Let's go to the main stage right now for Kinda Funny. Stay with us.
Hey, wife. Hey. What's going on? Over here torturing myself through this live stream. Yeah, remember I told you that event was going on today. And they're streaming another event. And this is this torture right now. They're not really showing much of anything in it. It was like a lot of people in here. Just waiting for them to show some stuff, but yeah, I'm about to, if they don't show anything else, I'm about to wrap it up, because yeah, it's been 2 hours already. Huh? It's PlayStation. They're supposed to be showing like all the latest stuff that is coming out next year. And yeah, and yesterday was actually awesome because they showed off a lot of games. But yeah, today it's like a bunch of
but more importantly, not
panels and stuff like that, which is ridiculous. So people are just getting all frustrated and things like that. But yeah, it was like a lot of people in here earlier, like really close to 100. But yeah, it's torture right now. So I think I'm about to cut it off in a little bit, in a little while now, because yeah, there's nothing interesting. I don't know if they're gonna have a big reveal at the end, but
you made it a real thing. And I want to take a moment to keep thanking you, but at the same time, thank PlayStation. I don't know if you've noticed, we are the only podcast, Colin and I, that ever gets to come to PSX and do it. And while many of the haters on the internet will say,
people talking about they wanted my gun
ponies,
so they can kill themselves.
Better than anyone, that sometimes we're not nice to PlayStation. Sometimes we're not nice about consoles and things we don't like. But it doesn't matter. PlayStation understands that. They respect that. They respect the relationship. They let us come here and entertain you, and they let us do that because you guys are so good to us.
Torture,
I hope you understand how the relationship works. You support us. They see that, and they understand that they have to speak to this community that is you. So thank you all very much. But enough of that.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. He's the host of the Kind of Funny Games cast. He is the pure one, Tim Geddes. Also, the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
This is crazy. We're finally having a keynote now, so I don't know. They might show something. I'm hoping they do.
Hi. Come here.
Oh my God, he just picked him off the ground. No, I was just talking about what just happened.
This feels good.
That's as far as I planned. I don't know what the rest of the show is going to be. Now, how you guys doing?
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah, because they're ridiculous.
Colin's mic isn't working. Can we get some bass in his mic or just leave it off the entire time?
I'm talking to my mic, Colin.
A lot of people would like that. You can
How was
whisper
your
into
day?
Tim's mouth. Yeah.
Hello.
Is your microphone on? Did you slide the button on?
It's on.
There it is!
There's the voice.
Oh, it was great. It was great for the most part, except for 2 hours that I can't get back.
I got a funny story. Portillo peed.
Oh yeah, so no, it was just funny because we were, you know,
except for 2 hours of my life that I can't get back, dealing with this torture.
And Portillo's been in the little cage.
But it was fun though, because I get to talk to people, so
and there's a whole
it's
thing or
always
whatever. But
fun
then
doing that.
we give him a bone. And then we take a dog.
And Lady Nikki had some issues trying to donate, but she couldn't donate, and they called her in for work, so she had to leave.
He's going through a lot after this surgery. His knee's all jacked up.
No, Lady Nikki. I was like, she was trying to donate, but she couldn't, so they called her in for work, so she had to go.
You know, I didn't want to leave that hanging because I was trying to tell you that story. I thought we were walking out together.
Right.
I thought it would make you laugh because it wasn't on the carpet, so I wasn't that upset about it.
All right, good. I know I still got to get.
This guy said, "I am too young to die."
We're just never there on the weekends.
That's riveting. This is riveting podcast.
Oh my God.
I assure you, no one came here being like, man.
Longest longest 2 hours of my life.
I have a stick mic because,
me too.
Apparently, I can't wear these because of my earrings, and they're like, "Can you take your earrings out?" And I'm like, "They haven't come out."
You still downtown, baby?
14 years, so no, I can't do that.
Okay.
I've also worn these before, and they haven't had any problems.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to end it when you get home, so that we can go take care of all that stuff.
Nobody wants that happening.
That was what they were afraid was gonna happen with the microphone. Also, has anyone noticed that the bathrooms here? It's like Streets of Rage in the bathrooms.
Horrible.
It's really like
when I first got here, I had to pee pretty bad, and I walk in.
Yeah.
And the men's bathrooms are all gated up, and I was like, "Is this some sort of like cruel joke? Like, is this how I get like the $60?
Yeah, for sure,
card?
man.
We gotta just, hold this out and just like see what happens the day. Eventually, they opened them up, and then I went in and I was like, "How does it smell like this?"
Yep.
They just opened it up.
How does it look like?
Yep, that's a must.
I mean, one of them, and I think the females in the audience get around this, so count your blessings. But one of the most shameful moments, and thank God it doesn't happen to me often, is when you walk into the men's room and there's a line, and you have to do that peek around and you see all the urinals open, and you look at these guys, you're like, I'm so sorry. And you go around them because they're waiting to poop.
They can just shit in the urinal.
Nobody wants it. You don't want anybody to know what you're doing in there, but this is what happens to people.
You can shit in the urinal, you can shit in the trough, it's fine. It all goes down this. I saw you once shit in a bush, so. It's all good.
He said, no, not another panel. This is why I left.
Tim,
yes.
What have you played today?
I played Crash
No, that's you,
Bandicoot.
baby.
And it feels damn good to be able to say that. It feels perfect. It looks amazing. It's in 4K. Totally down with that. Totally down with that.
4K.
Totally down with that, he is. Okay.
You know what I'm not down with?
What's that?
Is so there's the Crash Bandicoot costume that is running around. Of course, I got a picture with him.
Of course.
I was trying to be able to wear it here, and I would have done the whole show wearing the outfit. But it didn't work out. I was on a
and
bunch of
last
side
night
quests.
was
The
3
PR
hours.
People were like, "Go find this person."
Yeah, those are some record high live streams right there. Because I normally don't live stream more than an hour and a half tops.
But the Bandicoot is
This is torture.
Round of applause. Who's played Crash Bandicoot over there?
Like, I'm so serious right now. Like, this is terrible.
I said, round of applause. Who's done it? And you raised your hand. A whole section of you right
This
here.
guy said, in England, we call
Please
this manslaughter.
try to listen and stay on task today, all right? I can't do it anymore. You
no,
Some guy commented and said, in England, we call this manslaughter.
Yeah.
Going out with them in a little while, and we're going to talk about things.
Did you play the new game?
Oh, one of the fans said, tell your wife I said hi.
Met Eugene Jarvis, which was cool. Also, saw our friend
This
Sean
is
Norton,
child labor for
who's a good buddy of ours.
Dreadnought.
Yep, working on Dreadnought. And so I'm just trying to roving around with our friends.
You heard that,
I
man?
don't see them anymore.
Right.
Since we left IGN.
Said child. This is child labor for kids. That's painful.
Practically strangers to me now.
I went and played the
Oh,
Housemarque
sweet
game.
Christmas.
It's good.
Oh, I'm
no
sure.
surprise there. It's really good.
Yeah.
Has anybody else played the
Yeah,
Housemarque?
babe. I'm gonna definitely wrap this up when you get home. As soon as you text me and tell me you home, yeah. Bye stream.
Round of applause. Does anyone not like it? Dude, get out!
I can't take this no more.
This is a pro Housemarque panel if I've ever heard of one.
Played that Star Wars VR experience.
I played that as well, right?
Oh my
no,
god.
that's the thing. You waved at me. Oh, you got a Star Wars shirt on.
Oh,
okay, that makes sense. I was just like, all right.
Dude, these
Can't wait to
beanbags
spend the
are
rest
the
of my
best
life
things.
with you.
Why are we sitting here?
Now they when I made the beanbag reference,
Wake up in the morning
during
and turn
rehearsals,
over,
they were
and
quick
it's
to point out they're not beanbags. But I've already forgot what they are. What are they? They say their name on them somewhere. Fat Joe's? Fat Joe.
You know what's so crazy? 35 other
Fat Joe.
people hearing our conversation right now.
Got to do with it?
Big Joe!
Big Joe!
Thanks, Franklin Sizemore. You're a small, svelte man, but you got a big voice, don't you?
Y'all, she said, "What's up?"
He's a good kid. I like
him.
Tell your wife I say hello. Yep.
The Battlefront VR.
Yeah, I just did.
This is cool.
Spider-Man. Yeah. Man, they should have been showed Spider-Man from earlier today. It's not gonna happen, guys. It's not gonna happen.
No, I think for me,
this is torture, man. Oh my
you
sweet Christmas. This is torture.
So the best things.
Y'all might as well give that Spider-Man stuff up. It's not gonna happen.
There's a bunch of buttons you can press.
Oh, babe, remember that video I was telling you about yesterday? That reaction video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
super awesome.
14,000 views.
I finally made good on my promise that I've been talking about on PSX for a while, or PS I love you XOXO, whatever.
And I think my subscriber count jumped up by 100 and something people.
I went and played that Resident Evil 7. Did it in VR.
Yeah.
Not going to be the
like, and this was from yesterday's stream, but this stream I don't know what they're doing. They just talking, doing a bunch of talking, and people was like, "Oh my god, we're so bored right now." I'm like, it was just torture, babe. Like I'm like sitting here, but it was fun though because we're all talking and making fun of them.
They're gonna play the entire way
what they're doing and stuff like that, but and then somebody was like, "We need a gun."
Awesome! It did make me jump.
I'm like, "Oh, I got the perfect gun." So I went in the closet and took out the Lancer.
The mannequin challenge is in Resident Evil.
No, it's not the mannequin challenge.
Enough about the games for a second. I like how professional.
Oh my god!
There's water bottles next to every chair here, and they're not even like one. You know, I saw it. I'm like, "Oh, someone left their water bottle." Like.
No, that's a new water bottle. They brought you the water bottle.
Very exciting.
So you let me know when you make it home, baby. And I will get off of this stream. So the quicker you get home, the quicker I can stop the bleeding. Okay.
I still feel like someone's just coming
I love
to
you.
house and just fucking with you and
okay,
taking
baby.
money from you, but they're never gonna.
I told you that one day I came home and there was a note from the waterman that he had come again.
Yeah.
Because I just don't pay the water bill. I have the money, but the thing always breaks. I want to, real quick too, we did all the thank yous in the beginning. I want to give a quick shout out / apology to our interpreter over here.
Oh, my sweet
when Colin was
Christmas.
she had to translate all that. And I'm very sorry
Man, what is this, man?
I love it. I also love the bleacher seats because like these two right here, they seem like they're judging us, you know? Like they look like they have like their notebooks and stuff. Yeah, thank you. Cool.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We got the big gun right here.
She's like, nah, yeah, I'll be the judge of this podcast. I'll let you
The
know.
big gun, man. It's right here, baby.
So who liked the conference?
Boo!
Who didn't like the conference? Why? Why would you do that, sir? No, the conference was great, right?
Fantastic.
There's the whole recap up there, but I was super stoked about it. Loved Naughty Dog opening, closing. Love more Uncharted. Love more Last of Us, right?
More Last of Us. Let's go.
But of course, I think my favorite part was that Vita. The Vita being out there. The Vita being out there. Gino Corsi out there representing, doing everything he's got to do the Vita. And that's why I got to ask. This is where I think it all becomes paramount. Who doesn't have a PlayStation Vita? You don't, sir. Why don't you have one?
Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were all there once. We were all there once, lost in the woods.
Let me see if I can find the stuff about The Last of Us.
Kissing everything inside.
Because they had some Last of Us stuff.
Now, why don't you have one?
Ryan, you a fool, man.
You don't need a portable game because you don't have a long commute.
Oh my God.
You don't
This
have
is torture.
When did he show you the light? 3 months ago. You haven't bought one yet? Well, come up here. I'm going to give you a PlayStation Vita.
What?
Now, this is no ordinary PlayStation Vita. This is a Vita library all in one. So you're getting Wipeout. You're getting Resistance. You're getting Wolf Among Us. You're getting Mod Nation Racers. You're getting World of Final Fantasy. You're getting a little game called Volume.
Wow.
You're getting Stealth Inc. Ultimate Edition. And you're getting a little game probably nobody's ever heard of called Shovel Knight.
Wow, he's giving away a Vita.
You're like Santa Claus.
Huh?
You're like Santa.
I'm something like Santa, that's right. Much younger.
Santa's fat, though.
All right, don't bring up the Team Fat stuff right now. Again, the Vita Island shirt is snug. That's why I'm just wearing tighter clothes. That's why people think I'm losing the weight. I'm not. All right, that's enough of that. So what next? What do you want to do?
I don't know. Do you want to give more things away? You want to
Sure,
wait
give
for
some
that?
stuff away. What do you got in there?
I want to give this away.
Now, who's that from and what is it?
Last Guardian?
Bloodborne is from Santa Greg.
No. This is from who listens to PS I Love You XOXO? Does anyone remember episode 63?
God, this is
We did
torture.
those indie game shout-outs saying they'd be here. You should come play it. Remember Forgotten Legion, our friend Yuchi? He brought a whole bunch
Torture,
of
guys.
games.
Torture.
Not to promote the game Fallen Legion, which you should go play over there, but more importantly because he is a true best friend. He had these extra games. He wanted to share them with all of you. So who needs Bloodborne? You need Bloodborne?
I see one. I see it. I'm going.
Okay,
I'm going.
okay, well, here, take it all out there. Here.
We're taking more?
Yeah, hold on.
This
I'm
could
going to have
this could
Tim
only
run
end
through
in
the crowd
disaster,
giving
I
out
feel it.
games. We got Ratchet and Clank. We have the Uncharted Collection. We have Last of Us Remastered. We have Uncharted 4.
Okay.
Tim, distribute those games.
Don't throw them like we did at
Don't
Podcast
throw
Beyond.
them. We don't want to hit anybody in the face.
All right, we're going here. You get
Now.
this. You get Uncharted 4. Hold on.
Oh my. Damn, there's a lot of people there.
I'm going all the way to the back. We're going all the way to the back. What's up, everybody?
He loves this shit way too much.
You get that. You get this. Hello. Now I'm going around.
I never saw Tim run before.
He's going to be so winded.
You get this. What?
So winded.
You get that. That's all I got. I'm sorry, guys.
Tim, come on now.
How you doing? Walking through. Hello.
Tim, how are you feeling?
It's the Beanbag C. Or sorry, the Big Joe C.
Tim, how hot are you right now?
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, you're out of breath and all that.
I'm not made for this. Oh my God, I love you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, while Tim catches his breath, please welcome your first guest. He is not a coward. He is the man who gave you Twisted Metal, God of War, and soon, drawn to death, Ladies and gentlemen, David Jaffe.
David Jaffe! That's the man right there, man.
No, let's do the whole thing from up here. I want to go back up.
Get down.
Another ride.
David Scott Jaffe, how the hell are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Where is your game? I made a prediction that right here on this stage,
I know you guys,
it would be released day and date, ready to go.
I know. We made a deal with Sony. We're going to do the Mayonnaise game 2 first.
Oh, good.
Shu said we could do it. There's like
Sure.
there's 2 platinums in that one, so it's But I know that I heard you guys when I was driving up yesterday, and I was like, you guys are pretty often correct. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, you guys.
David Jaffe.
It's not like we sit around at Bartlett Jones or the guys in Sony San Diego and go, shit, what are we going to do? I don't fucking know. Turn on PSX. I love,
Yeah.
But that said, when you guys had some interesting conversations, especially about sort of what was happening with early access and free to play and stuff, you would be incorrect if you thought we weren't listening, because it was definitely interesting, and that played into a number of conversations we had. So I don't know how we got on this topic. I haven't had my ADHD meds today. I'm not joking. I actually am on them, and I didn't have them, and so this is going to be interesting. So what were we talking about?
I mean, you're leading to the questions I think that are interesting. I mean, since remind me, was it a PSX where we saw Drawn to Death for the first time?
We we closed out the show the very first PSX.
Okay.
And it's like, you fucking closed the show out with that fucking game. Sorry.
Animations.
We think it's great. A lot of people think it's great, but thank you very much.
No. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, because this is one of the problems I have with you, David Jaffe. I got a bone to pick with you. All right. So you're gonna sit there and you're gonna shut up and you're gonna take this. I noticed when somebody was giving you shit on Twitter about you getting an autograph signing.
Is this the jury? What is this?
No, don't get distracted. Do not get distracted. We got a bone to pick.
All right, go ahead.
You were getting shit on Twitter about getting an autograph signing. So you got in the mud. You gave him a 1-2 punch.
Who was that?
Oh,
it was Wario 64, who I'd never met before.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, we had a nice coming together online. And it was like, all right, no worries, that's fine. But he was just like, yeah, Jaffe's fucking signing at PSX, LOL. And I'm like, oh, fuck you, motherfucker. Yeah. It's like, Sony's like, hey, do you want to do this signing thing? I'm like, sure, if you want me to. I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. That was the end of it. It wasn't, and this little fucker, although I have no problem with him now, and I genuinely appreciate the fact that he reached out. I don't. It really did upset me, though, because there was another guy.
The other guy's the one I saw you argue. You don't need to name names.
I'm happy to name him. No, I'm happy.
You just forget about the
No, because he's a beloved personality, which is Kyle Bossman, right? A lot of you guys must love Kyle, I assume, from what I gather. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, right. So,
they're all tentative to say they know him because they feel like you're not
oh my God.
I feel bad for him. I actually want to bottle up his tears and sell them as potions, from the Game Awards. But I do.
That's why nobody's streaming this, man.
And he's on Jeff's show, and I'm sure he's a great guy. But the 2 times I've seen him talk about Drawn to Death, I'll give you a great example. Again, these meds, they're wonderful, and if you don't have them, but when you guys rail on God of War, and you do, I'm so okay with that because there's logic to back it up. You've played the games. Would I love everyone to like everything we do? Absolutely, that would be awesome, okay? But there's only one Kojima, and I ain't him, right? So I wish you guys loved Kratos more. I wish you guys loved God of War more. But when you rail against it, there's logic there. It's like, we played it, here's the problems we had. How can I have a problem with that? It's like, sure, absolutely. Not everyone's gonna like what we do, and I love that you like some of the stuff we do, But this guy, this Kyle guy, from what I gather from the 2 things I've seen when we talked about it,
Kyle
never
Baldwin,
fucking
no.
picked up a controller and played this game. And it's not the fact that he doesn't like it. There's just this sort of mean-spirited, snarky bullshit that I think
this is torture.
For 80% of our gaming community that is wonderful and open and inclusive, there's that 20% that drives me up the fucking wall. And the older I get, the less tolerance I have.
What do y'all want me to do?
So,
y'all want me to cut the stream now? Because they're not going to show nothing, y'all. What do y'all want me to do? If I get enough votes to end the stream, I will. What do y'all want me to do?
All right, come here.
No. You guys have to sing I Had the Time of My Life, and then I'm going to go at the right moment.
I'm not doing this. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do this. Not this.
This
you
has
get
disaster
this,
written
No, this is a
all
Neo.
over it.
This is a Neo
it.
gaff
Do
gift
it.
waiting to happen.
Do
I'm not
it.
doing it. All right, fine, fine. No, I'm gonna sit down. Let's go. Come on. Oh my God. No.
Wow, you got a handful of that of Jaffe's ass there.
He came in too high. There was nothing I could do.
That was.
What's up, Ashley?
That was sexy.
What you were saying.
I love the singing though. That was a very nice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some Final Fantasy 15.
Like, Drawn to Death is such a novel idea. It's a great idea. Since we first saw it at PSX when we were still at IGN, we loved the idea. Fundamentally, it's different. I think there's a lot of just the same old shit out there, which is sometimes fine. I play Call of Duty every year, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's you know, it's something new and it's something unique. Were you talking about early access and the way things were kind of going with Sony San Diego and kind of trying some different things as kind of your producer or whatever they were doing XDev? When did you become worried about the things we were talking about? In other words, because you're a very smart man, you didn't need it to hear it from us.
Oh, okay.
This was a problem before we started talking about it.
Well, no.
All right.
You guys can still hear me, right?
Cool.
Okay. So.
Appreciate the support,
so
man.
We never had a problem with free-to-play because our whole sort of mantra was we were doing free-to-play by a team that hates free-to-play. And so our whole concept was we felt,
Benjamin.
and there's a million
What's up,
reasons
dude?
that we did this game with Sony, not the least of which is that it's Sony, and they're always just wonderful places to create and collaborate with. And that was the main reason.
We got
There was also the reason that when we sat with Scott Rody and said, we believe in free-to-play in the sense that it casts.
This is what everybody wants to do to
everybody gives the game a
themselves.
chance.
Torture.
And for a game that looked like ours,
torture,
which is
man.
very unique looking, and for a game that plays like ours, which you pick it up, and if you just play it like a normal shooter, hopefully if you're playing against someone experienced, you'll get your ass kicked because it really is meant to be more like a cross between, Quake Arena and Super Smash Brothers, right?
Oh my God, my wife is home.
Free-to-play made sense, and it made sense with a business model that wasn't going to have any pay to win. That's why it was so easy for us to sort of pivot because there was no gameplay affected when we pivoted. But ultimately, I do think what you guys were hitting on that was correct, at least for the moment, is on PC, the perception of free-to-play gives us that wide net, but on console, there was just there were the rumblings of we could get into trouble if we stay on this path because what we're seeing having nothing to do with the game, just in terms of sort of how console players, the majority of them seem to be responding to a business model, and there's a correct suspicion of the business model that they bring to it that maybe PC gamers, not hardcore PC gamers, but just, general, maybe they're just not as savvy to. Whereas console gamers are like, free to play, fuck you, that's pay to win, I hate you, die. And it was like, okay. So it was more of realizing that no matter what we were trying to do, this just made more sense. And certainly when you guys talked about it, it was like, we fucking pull it up at work and pull up the, I listen to you guys on the podcast, but we'll pull it up on YouTube. And it was like, yeah, no, they're saying a lot of the same stuff and some other stuff we hadn't thought about. So yeah, it was sort of reading the tea leaves based on what we were seeing and based on sort of what the console audience was responding to.
Great, because I think you agree, Greg, that I think it seems like,
Okay, so I got some good news and bad news, guys. My wife just came home, and we're about to leave in a little bit. So I don't know what y'all want to do. I might have to call it quits in a little bit.
It's this weird thing, and this sounds like I'm blowing you here, but I'm not. Where you just
did that metaphorically.
Exactly. Good point. You make games that I shouldn't like, right? Like Calling All Cars was a game that on paper wouldn't have. I don't think you're right. It's this car combat weird thing you're doing. I'm like, I don't know about that. But playing it, I love. And playing Drawn to Death, I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I never wanted to jump into the betas and do all this stuff and play test it and get bored, get not burned out on it before it ever got there for trophies.
No, I mean that's one of the things that's been interesting to me in listening to you guys and listening to like you guys respond to the conference yesterday is that, the more I do this, I hear you guys and I hear so many of y'all talk about, what it is that gets you excited about games, and there's so much about the story and there's so much about the characters and all of these things, and obviously, Drawn to Death is filled with story and all that stuff, but for me, the older I've gotten, the more I've done it. After God of War, it just solidified in my brain that I just believe mechanics are really, for me, where it's at and for the games that I want to work on. And so it is nice when someone when you have that meeting of the minds and you do play it, even though it's like, this isn't what I should like, and there's a positive response. It's definitely appreciated by us making it, so that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say.
I don't think we're getting anything.
Don't talk. Look at me, David.
I don't think we're getting anything, guys.
David?
Yes. All right.
Right here. Right here. Anybody, if I had keys, I'd jingle them. No, you're a guy who does stuff that I used to do, which is getting caught up with the vocal minority. Because I see you do it where you see a troll says something to you and you feel like you got to respond. And a long time ago, best friends out here, they tweeted me and were like, I understand that it sucks to have somebody insult you and be a dick about it, right? But for every one of those, there's 100 that would love any moment of your time. And so I want you to remember that there's an audience like this.
But if I may just respond to that, though.
Sure.
You are right, and the applause is noted because I agree with that. But that's semi-condescending because it makes the assumption
thank
that I
y'all,
appreciate
man.
and acknowledge.
Thank y'all so much, man.
And
Seriously.
And I'm always like, thank you from the
Thank
team.
y'all so much for watching, man. You know what it is. That's what being a gamer and a YouTuber is. We make sacrifices, right?
All of us who made it, because there was a lot of us. We appreciate that, and I'll always respond to a positive comment. But I do think, like I said, there's a point where it's like, you know what, you can be a dick, but you can't do it if I see it, and just, you know, you're not going to not at least have your dickishness acknowledged publicly, because I'll fucking dot that @ sign in a heartbeat. and, you know, so that's all I'm saying.
That's David. Yeah. That's why we love you. Before we let you go, when are we getting Drawn to Death? I'm sick of waiting. You're on the stage, and now
okay. Well,
release it right now.
No. I'm not going to tell you, but here's what I will tell you. No. Listen. This is super important because again, it goes back to what you guys are always saying, and so I hope there is some mental pats on the back of like, hey, people are listening. How many shows have I listened to you guys going, this is stupid to put out Titanfall and Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty all at the same time. This is stupid to load everything in March, because if we load it in March just because that's the end of the fiscal year, you're really hurting your chances of success. And so I will say, like I said, there's a million reasons we were able to work with Sony and are thrilled to be working with Sony on this game. Another one being is that they have time and time again strategically said, what is the best way to release this game, whether it is going from free-to-play to where we are now, or just when we're going to put it out. And that is appreciated by us because it is giving the game, sink or swim, fail or succeed, the biggest chances of finding an audience. And so that's why, could I tell you I would, but it's not my information to share. You'd have to ask Jeremy.
All right, guys. I'm going to call this quits, okay?
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
I will be streaming Final Fantasy 15 later today and Smash Brothers, so make sure y'all come through. I'm gonna go ahead and wash clothes and things like that with my wife, so sorry about that, guys.
Put your hands
I try to hang in there.
The president of Sony Worldwide Studios, Shuhei Yoshida.
Oh man, they would do this right now.
Now again, to be clear, Shu, they were saying Shu. Last year at the PSX panel, there was so much confusion if they were booing you, and it was like, no, they were saying Shu, they were saying Shu.
You boo Shuhei Yoshida, you get the fuck out of here.
I like the Yoshida chants at the conference.
Yeah, that was great.
Wait, we might be getting something. Hold on.
Yoshida! Yoshida!
Love it.
Thank you. It was great. It was great to see you giving life advice to Dave Jaffe.
Somebody's got to raise him right. He clearly went astray. We got to get him back on the right track.
I've known Dave since his Twisted Metal days, PS1 days, so over 20 years.
Yeah.
And what you don't know about Dave is he has matured a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's much mellower now.
I don't think we're getting anything.
My favorite moment of watching you two from afar was there was once a Twitter conversation where he was ranting about something, and you responded, nice to hear from you, David. Please finish your game. And it was Twisted when he was working on Twisted Metal PS3. I was like, oh damn.
Wait a minute, we might get something. We might be getting something.
PSX. First, you return to the stage, a little game called Patapon. Before we get to any of that, though, Last night you went to Portillo's. How was it?
Yesterday,
yeah,
I tweeted a lot. Like I visited indie games and many great games I was promoting. But the most popular, most liked tweet was when I tweeted from the Portillo's. I got over 2,500 likes.
Yeah, yeah.
And the food was amazing.
Yeah, we're not getting anything. Well, gotta go, Marlon. Bye. Y'all take care, man. Love you guys. Thank y'all so much for the tremendous support. There's no more waiting. I mean, they're not gonna show anything. And I gotta go wash clothes. I got some other things to do.
From Chicago, right? Yeah, he was like, oh, let's see what Greg is recommending. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah.
Faisal,
so we ended up ordering
Faisal,
all of them.
love you too, man. Love you too. Thank you so much for the support, man. You guys sticking, riding with me. Yeah, it's been almost 3 hours now, and I have to go. They're not going to show anything, guys. They're going to just blob, 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 blob.
Round of applause. Who's been to Portillo's?
Thank y'all. I think we got 63 likes. I think we did really good, guys. Stay tuned for Final Fantasy 15 live stream on the PS4 Pro. And Smash Brothers, if you guys have it, we're going to be streaming that as well. Any more questions before I go, guys? Real quick.
So, Shu. Yep. How good did it feel to come out on stage?
Very good.
I felt like, I love PSX because PSX is this. It is hanging out with our best friends. It is having you come out of the conference. It is having Gio make a Dave Lang reference when he's talking about Windjammers. And everyone be like, yeah, I get it. All right. I know Dave Lang because it's this community. And that's what I miss.
Peace, y'all. Love y'all, man. Catch y'all in the Final Fantasy 15 stream. I'm out.
PSX is my favorite event of the year because it feels so good,